everyone, and it's time once again for Comic Book Late Night Unlimited. I'm your host, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is Chris.
I'm alive!
He's back in the studio, folks. Look at him. Here he is.
I'm not only here, but I'm here too.
Yeah, he's not like a hologram or anything. Like I can touch his Superman blue shirt and everything. What timing?
Well,
that you brought that back up.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you did like text me like, "Hey, guess we're reviewing you." So
no, it was cool of you to pull that out.
You did that the day I did laundry, so it just worked out.
I'm oddly jealous of that shirt.
It's a good shirt. I mean, I just got it from like the DC website too, so they had a sale, and I got this and like the Fleischer S too.
Wow, that was on sale. Shocking.
Yes.
Shocking that nobody wanted the electric blue Superman.
Except for weirdos like us.
Icon, yeah. Well, we reviewed, Austin and I, the first half of the big trade that they put out in 2018. Do you know about that?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It had never been traded before.
Which is so weird,
That's how popular that stuff is.
Well, yeah.
It's just beloved, and they forgot to trade it. I don't know why they finally decided to do it then.
I think it just went all the way around, so it's nostalgic now, too.
I wonder if they were going in any kind of order. If there was some other stuff maybe like before it that hadn't been traded, and they went, well, we're going to go up to this finally and then get it out. I don't know. But, like, some stuff right after that had been traded years ago. Like, Our Worlds at War came out on time, like stuff like that. And I'm just saying other things that people friggin' hated.
Yeah. Well, I just remember, too, when the actual issues were coming out, the letters columns were just, like, people mad. They were like, why did you do this? Stop!
I love the idea that they couldn't find positive letters to publish. Yeah. So, like, well, we're either going to have to lie and make up something.
Yeah.
Or not have a letters column.
You don't have...
You have to give them credit for keeping the letters column, I guess.
That is true, yeah. They're like, all right, we're going to own this. We're trying.
Like, there's some integrity there. That's kind of gutsy.
A little bit, actually. A little bit.
Everyone hates this, but we've got it outlined out through 1998, so I guess we're doing it. But anyway, there's a part of me that wants to actually finish reviewing that trade just because it was kind of hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, we did have a lot of fun with it. It's bad.
Yep. It's not great.
How much of that have you read? Were you like me, where you kind of jumped around with it, or have you actually read it in sequence?
I jumped
when he gets his powers, and then like through to Superman Red, Superman Blue, because we're not to that place yet. We're still in the middle of the score and stuff.
So when it was coming out, I jumped around. When it was coming out, I mean, that's just basically how I buy comics anyway. To this very day,
you've not changed.
No, but when DC Unlimited, the app, came out, they had the little sections that were the like story arc, stuff like that too. So I sat down. It's like, all right, I'm going to read this, and I'm only about midway through. But I was like, I'm just going to read this from start to finish. Just read it all the way through. I'm going to start like, all right, cool. There's a part where Metallo takes over a freight ship. That's pretty cool.
And a Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel, yeah.
It's great.
And then we
couldn't understand how that took 3 whole issues for Superman to beat him.
Exactly.
Because the way he finally gets beaten, Austin was like, I've been wondering this entire time, why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Yeah. I guess maybe they're like, he's just feeling his new powers out. We need to just explore this.
Yeah, but he was kind of dense.
Yeah. So dense. There's so much happening every frame.
No, it's not like that. But anyway, you saw those singles from a few weeks ago that I bought, right? When I got most of that.
Yes.
Like, I think I own almost all of it at this point.
Right.
I gotta see if there's any I'm missing.
So if we shake the phone...
I don't know why I'm doing it. You know what? There's a larger percentage chance that we could be trapped back in the Superman Blue territory.
Did I jinx us to this shirt? Is this what's happening?
You might have.
I said our fates. So
I said, a couple things came up on that video last night that I wanted to ask you if you agree with.
Yeah.
One is, I thought Austin made a spectacular point when he said the Superman Blue costume, because of the weird head thing, with the like you see it right behind us, with the hair coming out the top.
Yeah.
He said that is reminiscent of the Kryptonian costumes from Byrne.
Yeah.
From post-crisis just before that.
I can see that,
And it's bizarre that Emil Hamilton builds it, but they never mention that, like, it's not from Krypton. And he's like, that it should have somehow been tied to Kryptonian fashion. It's really strange.
Which would take like 2 sentences too. Like, we found some records from your ship, or your, I guess if it's burned, your alien birthing matrix.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, Hamilton should have been like, in the half an hour that I had to build this.
Yes.
Because I don't know if you remember this, but it was like, he's going to disintegrate and we'll lose him forever within half an hour.
Yeah.
And then suddenly Lex's wife, no one knows about, walks in with the material to build it. And then he's like, well, we probably shouldn't work with Lex Luthor, but what else are we going to do? I've got half an hour to build this. And he not only figures out how to make the containment suit, but also designs the look of it, like the style, all within half an hour. So you're right; it would have made a lot more sense if he could have just pulled out like a Rolodex or something and been like, "I need something to base this on. What's it gonna be? Superman, Krypton, it'll be this."
Yeah. I mean, that would make sense too. You could do that. It's DC Comics. You could just have like ye old PDF from like 1990s.
That's awesome. And apart from it kind of looking Kryptonian, do you agree with me that in another universe, it would have made perfect sense for that to be the like Batman Beyond version of Superman's costume?
Oh, I didn't even think about that, but that actually does make perfect sense. That would be a great, like, probably better than the actual like Batman Beyond Superman
I think
costume.
so too. The black one.
Yeah.
Like, and doesn't it also have the head thing? Maybe not. I can't remember.
I want to say so. I can't. I know it's got like the weird plates.
Yeah, that's right. Isn't it like black and silver?
It's black and silver. Yeah. It kind of looks more like. It looks like it's got a little bit of something depending.
I guess what I was thinking of is the
white walls.
The neck. It goes up into his neck.
Yeah.
But so here's the thing. I feel very vindicated going back and looking at this again because I said last night everybody makes fun of how terrible that costume is.
Yeah.
But I think it's very dated.
Yes.
It's kind of silly looking.
Yeah.
But it's silly looking because it's supposed to be the new, like, ostensibly forever Superman costume.
Right,
That's why it's dumb, is that it's replacing something so iconic that never made sense to mess with.
Right.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, these are costumes that you don't want to screw with too much.
No, yeah.
Batman, you could do a lot more to than the other two.
Yeah.
But with Superman especially, it's like, if you're going to change it, how do you come up with a thing that remotely feels worthy of replacing it?
Oh, yeah, exactly, too.
And it's like, one of the only things in history that's managed that with something that iconic is the black costume for Spider-Man.
Yes.
One of the only things that actually managed it.
Yeah.
This was not that.
No, yeah.
And I don't think possibly could have been, but you can't tell me that the Superman Beyond suit is all that goofier.
No,
or I'm sorry, that this is all that much goofier than the Superman Beyond suit. And so if that had been made for a different Superman-related character, nobody would have thought anything of it in the 90s.
No, exactly. It could be an Eradicator costume.
Absolutely.
It could be like another Superman adjacent character. It would fit.
Well, yeah. Sorry, I thought you were about to say the thing I said last night, which is it kind of looks like, and sorry, I'm rehashing some things from last night, but Chris wasn't there.
I wasn't here, no.
You wore that shirt, and I'm like, I want to talk to Chris about some of this.
Yeah, exactly, fair.
And then we'll move on to books for tomorrow, as always.
Yeah.
But Chris, I suggested, because I never had this thought before, that just midstream while we were talking last night, I was like, oh, you know what it looks like? It looks like the 5th Reign of the Superman character.
Yes.
Like, it could have been one of those.
It could have, absolutely, yeah.
And then it would be iconic.
Yeah.
And we probably would have kept the character around.
And even,
because we kept all of those around.
Yeah, and even, like, a lot of those costumes, too, have stood the test of time. Like, when you see Connor Kent cosplayers, if they're not wearing just a black t-shirt, they're going full leather jacket, jumpsuit, all that, sunglasses, shaved head. I mean, I've seen people...
That's true.
Yeah. High top fade, that 90s haircut.
The dumbest haircut.
The dumbest haircut, but the 90st haircut.
That's true.
Yeah. And, like, Steel has been relatively unchanged since then, just with little tweaks here and there.
Well, and you know what? It's never looked as good.
Yeah.
Like, every time we mess with it, we make it worse.
Exactly, yeah.
His original suit, as bulky as it is, and it's kind of War Machine-y.
A little bit, yeah.
But, like, as bulky as that is, it's the initial design is, in my opinion, still the best design.
Yes.
Every time we try to make it sleeker, and sometimes we make him too skinny.
Yeah.
And I'm like... It's I almost said Jean Paul Valley.
Jean Paul Valley.
It's John Henry Irons.
Yeah, my favorite. My favorite Superman, Ben Reilly.
The man's 300 pounds of pure muscle.
Yeah, yeah.
You've got, like, why are we going that far in the other direction from 90s? Like, I'm glad we've slimmed some characters down. I'm glad everything doesn't have to be, like, muscle upon muscle.
Yeah.
That's a character that is supposed to look like that.
He's supposed to look heavy.
You
He's
imagine
supposed to look heavy like steel.
Yeah, he's supposed to be able to drag a train car behind him.
Yeah. I mean, he carries a sledgehammer everywhere he goes. He's got to have some mass to him.
Yeah, that thing's got to be 80 pounds.
It has to be, yeah.
And that's one of the things that's fun about that character. Is he's huge.
Yeah.
And anyway, well, everybody, thanks a lot for joining us. If you're watching live or if you're watching after the fact, we appreciate it as always. If you happen to be watching live tonight, as always, you can contribute to the show via Super Chat, and that will allow you to possibly pick the newer book that we review at the end of next show. So top Super Chatter tonight gets to pick that. It's got to be just within the last few years or so. And tonight, the pick was Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter, which came out in 2023 and is one that I slept on and missed and didn't buy when it came out.
Yeah.
So I don't have that in singles yet. I collect Ninja Turtles pretty hard. I will at some point, and I've gotten most of the crossovers, so I will at some point probably buy that. But I've now read it in digital. That's a 5-issue miniseries. Easy breezy, reads real fast. I think I knocked it out in 45 minutes maybe.
Yeah, I kicked out this morning too. Yeah.
And we'll talk about that at the end of the show. We've also got lots of books from last week to talk about. This next week is probably going to be a record for me and how many books I've got to buy.
Really?
Yeah, tomorrow's going to be... I think it's tomorrow. We'll look here in a minute.
Right.
But last week I looked out for the next 2 or 3 weeks, and I'm pretty sure it's this week that was like 8 or 10 books. It was a crazy number.
Wow.
Not as crazy as it was when I was buying books 10 or 12 years ago, but it's gotten a little more expensive. So that feels like a bigger week than it used to now.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's go ahead and look and see. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Oh, no, I was just going to say, too, that 10 years ago, I mean, buying books now, you buy 10 books, you're paying like 10 extra bucks at least now, too.
That's true. Yeah, it's not insignificant.
Yeah, so it adds up, too.
But it's nice that there, and I've said this before, but it's nice that we're in a place now, and I can't say we're in a comic renaissance exactly.
Right.
I mean, I really can't say that, especially because I'm still buying so few regular continuity Big 2 stuff.
Yeah.
My pull list does not look like it would have 10 years ago. It's very strange. I mean, I'm buying a lot of Ninja Turtles right now, so there's some pockets that is still a little bit like it was before. But I have at the moment, and I couldn't have imagined a year ago I would be saying this today. I have 22 books on my pull right now.
Nice.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
A few years ago, I couldn't imagine I ever would be in that place again.
Right.
Now, I do have to say, and I don't want to be negative Nancy or whatever, but I do have to say I am overall probably en masse, like all told, enjoying the collecting aspect more than I'm enjoying the reading aspect right now.
I can see that.
So, like, I'm reading a lot of decent to pretty good things. Very little, like, knocking my socks off, just brilliant titles right now.
Right.
I'm not over the moon on most of my reviews.
That's fair, yeah.
So it does say something that I'm finding the stuff, both for collecting and stories, worth paying, in my mind, too much.
Yeah.
So, like, that's a good thing.
That's a good thing, yeah.
I guess. But I do have to say, I do feel like I'm sitting in an age of mediocrity right now. It does feel that way.
Yeah.
It's like good enough to come back. And good enough to have a lot of books on my pull, but thank God for Skybound.
Yes.
You know, that's and I'm not buying everything they're putting out. I want to. I've just got I've got too much I'm buying, and B, I'm not caught up on enough. So like I'm gonna have to backtrack and buy a bunch. So I'm buying Transformers right now. All of a sudden I'm kind of wanting to try G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Tonight I watched the '87 animated movie.
Oh, really?
So I finally have experienced something G.I. Joe, apart from the Skybound comics and apart from the Renegade board game.
So you know who Roadblock is now, too.
I know who Roadblock is. Well, I know that from then, Roadblock was just Mr. T.
Yes, basically.
That I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because, again, like, you had Roadblock, who was just Mr. T, and then you just had Sergeant Slaughter, who was the actual guy, Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, well, and I never understoed that whole thing. So
Yeah.
it was a big deal when he was in Mission Critical, the Renegade board game. Like, that they were even able to license him.
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a huge deal, and I didn't understand why. And then I heard, oh, he's just a wrestler.
Yeah.
And so then I thought that it was some weird tie-in, like crossover character that wasn't even related to G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And then I found out that he was both.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that. And so I was talking to Austin about this today, and he was like, yeah, it would be like if Macho Man was just suddenly in a Marvel comic or something. It's like...
I think that may have... Look, there might be something we'll talk about later regarding that. But it's funny because he'd been wrestling as Sergeant Slaughter since, at least like the 80s, late 70s-ish or so. Like, I forget this was pre-WWF, so this was still like the territory days. I think he was still up in like Vern Gagne's AWA, if I could be wrong about that too. But, he had owned like the gimmick. It was basically his personal IP. Now he wasn't.
So is it his voice in that movie?
Yeah.
I would assumed it was.
It was, yeah. I mean, it's funny because he's still
and he's insane.
He is, yeah.
In that, he's like either we all get out or none of us get out. And I'm like, wow, that's hardcore, dude.
Now it's funny too because he's not. His whole gimmick was that he was a drill sergeant from Paris Island, but that was. Brother, that was a work. There is a little bit of controversy being like, okay, you're not really a drill sergeant, but you're not breaking character in a lot of your interviews.
That's really funny.
When does this cross over to Stolen Valor? But yeah, he's still active in like he's on like what they call a Legends contract with like WWE now, where
is he still alive?
He's still alive, yeah.
Wow.
He's still, which for a lot of wrestlers that is a surprise.
Well, but I mean, he'd have to be getting up in years now.
Yeah, he is, and he's
got to be the 70s.
Yeah, he's retired. I think if he's doing anything, he's doing backstage, what they call like agenting or producing, where he's the one that actually puts the matches together.
I bet he does cons.
Yeah, he does cons all the time too. He's at Planet often. Like you can like pay con prices, and he'll put you in like the Cobra Clutch.
Well, so we'll finally get to new books.
Sorry about that.
But real quick, I just want to say about that movie, I was really impressed with it.
Yeah,
I was pleasantly surprised by that, and part of the reason I never watched it, I've never cared about G.I. Joe, and I especially have just never been a big fan of military stuff.
Yeah.
Nobody ever told me how supernatural it gets.
Oh yeah,
like nobody told me how just insane like the monster stuff.
Yeah,
it's Shield meets X-Men,
pretty much.
Like that's what it felt like to me, and I was like, if somebody had pitched it to me that way, I would have tried it out.
It's all Larry Hama too. It's Larry Hama. They just let him go there.
Yeah, well, I knew that it had a lot of. I knew that Transformers and G.I. Joe were both story-wise started at Marvel, and it was Marvel guys that were kind of creating a lot of that content. But that, even more than Transformers, I watched like a Marvel thing to me.
Yeah.
Except it was more insane than anything I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, it's freaking crazy.
Yeah.
What they pack into an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I thought the Transformers movie was wild.
Yeah.
And it's got wild stuff in it, but I'm not going to say this is story-wise or even animation-wise better than Transformers 86. I would not be a crazy person to say that.
Right.
There are things about it I enjoy more.
Oh, yeah.
Because of my own personal sensibilities.
Right.
And so, and I guess I should say what's funny about it is I like the villains in G.I. Joe, and I like the heroes in Transformers. And if only I could put those together, because the Joes themselves, some of them are a little bit generic.
Right.
Some of them are not.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments if you can see us right now. This is very strange. I don't know what's happening.
I think,
yeah, this is really weird.
Yeah.
It looks like we're back now.
Looks like we're back.
Let us know in the comments. Did we glitch out? No, yeah,
we're back. Hey, well, we were gone for a bit.
Hopefully we don't fall back out. That's really strange.
We're back. A dinosaur story.
A dinosaur story. But so real quick, I just want to say, my favorite character right now is Jinx.
I don't even remember Jinx offhand.
Jinx is the Asian ninja chick.
Oh, yeah.
And she doesn't like it when people say she's bad luck.
Yeah.
That makes her angry. And she had a not insignificant role in that movie.
Yeah.
The reason I like Jinx, even before that movie,
right.
is because I bought all of the Mission Critical board game and got it in the mail over the weekend.
Yeah.
Because somebody had a really good deal on a full collection of it.
Right.
And like I said, that's in the same the same system as the Power Rangers board game.
Right.
And they cross. You can use them together. Mm-hmm. And so that was the last content I was missing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I found a good deal on it. I was able to get all of it for like a couple $100. And I was like, I'm gonna finally pull the trigger on that.
Yeah.
I don't care about G.I. Joe. There's a couple of new mechanics I was curious to try out.
Yeah.
It really enhances the game.
Yeah.
You'll have to play it with me along with Power Rangers. It's a perfect cross. It's wonderful.
Nice.
And so I wanted to play as a G.I. Joe character, even though I didn't know any of those characters. And I picked Jinx because she looks like Elektra.
Yep, I can see that.
And she had a card that looked fun. I'm trying to remember what. Oh, it was knowing is half the battle. I was like, I have to play with the deck that has the card that says knowing is half the battle.
Entirely
This
fair.
is one of the only things I know about G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm going to play as that. And I loved her. And then I found out from Austin that she in one of the live action movies, which I've never seen because I didn't care about G.I. Joe, and all of a sudden there's this property that's opening up for me. I'm gonna look into things now. I find out. Have you ever watched those movies?
I haven't watched those movies. No, I haven't seen the live action movies.
Okay, so Austin told me that the actress that plays Elektra in the Daredevil show plays her in a movie.
Really?
And I kept calling her Elektra, and he's like, well, you're spot on, because she is Elektra.
You're not wrong, yeah.
And I was like, that's awesome. So anyway, I got excited about that, and but yeah, that movie's nuts. And one of the other reasons I never watched it is because I had always heard it talked about like it was a big step down from Transformers '87 in animation.
Yeah.
I don't agree. I think it looks great.
Well, I know there's that big opening with like the Statue of Liberty too, where they're all flying around.
It's amazing. Yeah. And it watches like an extended like cartoon opening.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And it's those 80s like. Especially those 80s
but it's linear and there's kind of an action story being told. Yeah, it's cool.
I was gonna say it's like those 80s cartoons where you have like the whole animation budget getting blown on like the 30-second intro where people are jumping out of windows, the Ninja Turtles are jumping out of the sewers.
Yeah.
Did you notice the ending with Duke?
Yes.
How Duke
So I already knew about it because Austin had told me,
yes.
but watching it in real time is hilarious.
Duke's gonna be okay.
He's gonna be okay. Because he was supposed to be killed off.
Yeah.
And they were worried about it because of the reaction to Optimus.
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious that became the formula for that. Where it's like, we've got to kill off a character.
Kill off the lead guy, too.
And I'm like, I don't know why you're that worried about it. You're not even putting it in the theater now.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I don't know. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But, yes, that was amazing because the way it watches. So, if you've not seen it, spoiler alert for a 40-year-old movie, but they kill the main G.I. Joe, Duke.
Yes.
Half an hour before the movie is over.
Right.
He's stabbed in the heart, and then they've already changed the dialogue.
Right.
To allude to the fact that he's not going to be dead because he's stabbed in the heart. And they say he's in a coma.
He's in a coma.
I don't know how that works. And then you get to the end of the movie, and they've defeated Cobra. They've defeated the Globulus, who's voiced by Burgess Meredith. And he kind of just disappears. Like, I forgot it was him.
Yeah.
And I had been told that too. And then I got to the credits and I was like, oh yeah, that's right. That's who that is. Like, he gives a great performance. It's really good.
Yeah.
And then there's naturally a gargantuan explosion.
Yeah.
And all the Joes have made it out, and Sergeant Slaughter was right. They all made it.
They all made it.
Including Duke now. And so somebody says, we just heard in by radio, he's gonna be okay.
Yeah.
And then everybody is celebrating and freaking out and excited and applauding. Mm-hmm. And obviously, originally it was because they managed to complete the mission and they all survived. Mm-hmm. So now the only reason they're celebrating is because Duke is not dead. And I think that's so funny.
It is.
I mean, obviously they would be happy about that.
Yeah, they would be happy, but how happy?
But it's like they're not even celebrating the fact that they got through this.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's amazing. Another thing I thought was really funny, and I mentioned this to Austin also, is they've got a censor. This was the case with all Saturday morning cartoons back then. They can't have bullets.
Yeah.
They don't have gunshots, so everything's got to be lasers.
The lasers, yeah.
But grenades are okay. I think that's hilarious.
You pick and choose. You pick your battles there.
All right, let's look and see what's coming out tomorrow, Chris. Now that we've wasted everybody's time with stuff that's only tangentially related to comics. The Wonder Woman, the Absolute Wonder Woman Annual is tomorrow. I'll be picking that up. DC KO4 is tomorrow. It's already 2 things on my pull list.
Yeah.
Ultimate X-Men 24 is tomorrow, so that's the first thing not on my pull. Transformers 29, I'm buying that. We are really close to Action 1100. We keep talking about that. Batman and Robin 30 is tomorrow. Ninja Turtles 15. I had dropped that, and then I went back on a slow week and tried out 13 and 14, and absolutely love the new team. It's fantastic. I'm liking it better than what Jason Aaron was doing. That book's really back for me all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I'll be buying that. So that's already 4, Chris.
It's already 4. Wow.
Yeah. Cyclops 1 is. I'm not gonna buy that. Look at that cover. That's a wild cover.
Let's say.
I can't decide if I like that or hate that.
I was gonna say the angle of his eye beams and his neck aren't quite lining up.
It's like, is he actually shooting the beam, or is it just like light?
He's got a little bit of leak there, yeah.
Yeah, wait, what is happening?
Right.
Is he in the Savage Land?
I guess so. The shadows of tomorrow.
The one-eyed X-Man Unleashed. I don't know. The idea of Cyclops has always been weird to me because, like, he still uses both of his eyes.
Yeah.
He has 2 eyes. It just looks like he has one because he has a visor.
He's got a visor, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, he's got 2 eyes.
He's not one-eyed.
He's got
have we ever done that to Cyclops though? Have we ever made Cyclops lose an eye so he's literally a Cyclops?
Did we do that in Age of Apocalypse?
Oh, maybe so.
Yeah. Because I remember, like, he had the, like, sunglasses, and one of them was sealed up. He's only got one portal to the punch dimension now.
I forgot about that.
The cover has astigmatism. You and me both, cover. You and me both, Cyclops.
Oh, real quick, because Austin made me think of this when he wrote Cobra La 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 La.
Cobra La La La.
When I played Mission Critical and Here's the Grid over the weekend, we fought Cobra Commander, and one of his cards is Cobra! Like the A's are like 8 A's.
Yes.
It's wonderful. He's hilarious in the game.
Really?
It's great, yeah. Immortal Legend Batman ends tomorrow, which is sad. I've really been enjoying that.
Yeah.
But it's a great miniseries. I think there's every likelihood that comes back.
Yeah.
That we'll get a sequel to it. Maybe an ongoing, although I kind of doubt that Kyle Higgins will want to work monthly on a thing like that.
Probably not.
For DC. But
he's doing his own little projects here and there too. So he's got.
Well, not only that. I mean, he's still got Radiant Black.
Yeah.
You see the little projects. I mean, he
has
a monthly for his own imprint
franchise
right now. Or is it his own imprint, or is it just Image?
I want to say it might just be Image. I'm not sure, because I know technically Image is just like 10 imprints and a trench coat, but that's.
Did you say and a trench coat?
And a trench coat. It could be both. Could be either.
Aquaman 14. I think Austin's been enjoying this series. I don't know a lot about it, but I think he said Aquaman is like a god now.
Oh,
so that's interesting.
Yeah, I think I remember him saying something.
Geiger 21. At some point, we need to read the ongoing.
Yeah.
The Amazing Spider-Man Torn #5. I don't know if that's supposed to be any good.
This
is how I feel.
Not gonna say it's one of my go-to karaoke songs, but
Spider-Man is bound and broken on the floor. And then we've got Mark Spector Moon Knight #1.
Oh, hey.
That is probably Moon Knight volume 37.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure the average Moon Knight series makes it to issue 4.
That does not surprise me.
Who's working on that, just out of morbid curiosity? Let's see. So many new #1s all of a sudden happening with Marvel this year.
Yeah. I mean, that's got par for course with Marvel too.
No, it really is.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that nobody's buying and reading their stuff, they are not altering their course. Putting 75 books out at once.
Yeah. When I was looking up Guardians,
it's not that many.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was looking up the Guardians of the Galaxy book today. It was like, how many numbers?
He's talking about our cover of the week.
Yeah, our cover of the week, everybody.
We're doing a Guardians from 2013. Sorry, go ahead.
Well, no, how many different, like, number 6s were there, too? I was going through the app, being like, nope, that's not that one. Nope, that's not that one. There's, like, 2 Guardians number 6 with, oh, no, it was number 3.
Six,
number
3.
Yeah, sorry.
For a second, I was like, did you read the wrong one?
Yeah,
I sent you the cover.
You did, yeah. Well, I was going through, and it was like, there's 2 Guardians number 3. Both of them are by Bendis. So yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was another one by Bendis that...
well, yeah, I thought he got another volume.
Yeah.
And then Black Cat 7 is tomorrow. Spider-Man Noir number 5. That Spider Noir TV show has got to be coming out pretty soon, finally.
There's like a trailer, I think, is there with at least
there was a teaser months ago, but I don't know if they've put anything out since then.
I want to say that there's like an actual trailer out there now, too.
Oh, good.
Nicolas Cage. Or that, or it's coming, but I've seen like stills at least, so...
Okay. Yeah, apparently he's not going to be referred to as Spider-Man in that. He's going to be called just the Spider.
Okay.
And the first thing I thought of was, well, there's already a pulp noirish hero called the Spider.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was like, wouldn't there be rights issues with that? And then Austin looked that up for me, and he was like,
it's public domain.
It's public domain now, yeah. I actually like that.
Yeah.
Personally. I always thought the noir version calling himself Spider-Man was weird. It doesn't sound like a noirish title to me. I actually like the Spider.
So it makes
better.
sense to go with the pulpier, like the more pulp hero name than Spider-Man, 1960 superhero.
Yeah. Now, the name of the show is weird.
Yeah.
It's Spider Noir, and then it's so on the nose. Like, why can't you just make it in its genre and not have to put the word noir in it? And it's like, well, the comics did it.
Yeah.
And like, I get that, but if it's not going to be Spider-Man Noir, you're already away from that title.
Right.
So, but then it'd be really generic to just call it the Spider.
Yeah.
But also, calling it Spider Noir, does that immediately tell everyone that it's Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Like, the comic people would be in the know, whereas, like, well, that must be Spider-Man Noir, because we know that Noir would... And maybe it's mainstream enough now because of the Spider-Verse movies.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess
I get why you have to have that name, that word in it, but I think that word is weird without Spider-Man.
Yeah, I mean, I think you need to have, like, that brand synergy, too, where you need to have... You need the normies to know it's Spider-Man. You need the folks, the average guy on the street looking at his Amazon queue.
Marvel, how many number ones are you putting out in the same week? Wade Wilson, Deadpool 1 is this week. Crazy. That new Vertigo book, Bleeding Hearts, is this week for anybody that cares about that. That looks like absolutely not my thing at all.
Right.
I don't like the look of the art in it.
Yeah.
But if that's your thing, that's coming out tomorrow. Supergirl 10 is tomorrow. What else? What even is this?
I've seen...
How do you say it?
Well, I think it's supposed to be like World Tree, just to like...
World Tree.
Yeah.
The 3s are E's.
Yeah, because I think it's supposed to be like evocative of
This
Norse
is the most...
mythology.
I'm sorry. This is the most unfortunate, horrifying cover I've seen in a long time.
Oh, yeah.
This man just on his bicycle just got hit by this car.
Yeah.
God.
He's like, that guy got messed up.
What Lord?
Yeah. You good,
Speaking of spiders, there's a spider crawling across my monitor right now. That's amazing. Hold on. Let me see if I can get it.
Is it spectacular?
It's web of.
It's web of.
Actually, yeah.
It's
look at
Peter
it.
Parker.
It's a web of. Did I get it? I did not get it. Oh my goodness. It's not gigantic or nothing.
Oh, wow.
Hold on. Let me go take care of this.
Yeah. Technical difficulties, folks.
I mean, it is a basement.
Yes, this is true, yes.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
The timing of that spider, though, was spectacular.
Well
was
played.
was web of.
Was web of. Was Peter Parker.
What else? What is happening? What is the show? What is the show?
It's exactly what it needs to be.
Green Lantern Corps 13. I don't know who's on this right now. People I don't know. Yeah, I wonder if that's any good.
It's a lot of, you know. Green
Yeah.
Lantern's got a lantern.
Yeah, I keep hearing good things about the other Green Lantern book. I don't know if that's any good.
Yeah.
Alien Captain America 4, King Spawn 52. How has that book gone on that long?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Wild. Like, is anyone reading that?
Yeah.
Planet She-Hulk 4, Book of L number 6. You know, sometimes things go on long enough and you're like, how is it...
Yeah.
How's half a year passed since this first came up?
Yeah, you forget, too. These are monthly. There were 52 months of King Spawn.
Sirens Love Hurts number 1. So DC also has quite a bit of new stuff coming out tomorrow. So I can't just make fun of Marvel for that. Like it's toward the beginning of the year. They're putting out their new number 1s.
Yeah.
But like Marvel reboots stuff so often.
Yeah.
And it is kind of crazy just the sheer numbering in 1 week.
It's hard to.
And a lot of them look like things that nobody's probably going to read.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's hard to collect Marvel, too, just because it reboots so often. It's like, all right, is this number 1 or number 1?
But speaking of, yeah, exactly. But speaking of stuff nobody's going to read, I can't just make fun of Marvel.
Right.
Because that Sirens book looks horrible. And nobody's going to read that either. And it's like, we're not even calling it Gotham City Sirens anymore. Now it's just Sirens.
Just Sirens.
And the last couple things they put out for that look embarrassing, and I don't know who they're for. And I made the mistake of trying one because I like the cover.
Yeah,
and then I looked at it and I was like, oh God, this is not for me. I also don't know who it's for at all.
Right.
Venom, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Rockefellers.
Rockefeller. I like the Rockefellers. There's a Jar Jar by Mark Guggenheim. So.
And I gotta tell you.
But they got Ahmed Best to actually do.
Yeah, he's co-writing it.
You know what? Good for him. Good for him.
There's a part of me that on principle almost wants to buy that for the sheer audacity of the fact that they put it out.
Yeah.
And I don't collect or buy Star Wars comics anymore.
Right.
And I sold my whole collection to get some other stuff. I used to collect Marvel Star Wars pretty hard, and I had, God, like almost 250 issues.
Yeah.
And I sold it all when I got back into new comics. And there's a part of me that wants this because it would then be the only Star Wars comic I have. And I think that's so funny. And some of you guys will know this. Back during the prequel days, I had a Jar Jar Binks collection.
Did you really?
I did. Because I just ironically, because I thought it was funny.
Fair.
I think I had 20 to 25 pieces.
That's wild.
Of Jar Jar. I had a giant bank that was just his head.
Yeah.
I had a big poster on my wall. Like I had Jar Jar stuff in my bedroom.
You know what? It's time to rebuild.
I should have
time
been
to bring it back.
Beaten up for that crap, you know.
I will say, I think like the fact Ahmed Best is writing this, that is a man who's probably working through some stuff too.
Seriously,
it's like let this man have his therapy book. It's like if this.
What
helps...
sad is that? It's like this many years later. Now, I don't know what that guy's been doing in the interim. Maybe he's had a great career doing something. I don't know.
I know he was like a stage performer for a while. I know he was in Stomp at one point.
Was he really?
That was either...
That's
that
cool.
might have even been before Jar Jar.
Oh, okay.
But
I'm just wondering what kind of work he got after.
Yeah, exactly. I know he's a talented guy. I know he's, he deserves much better than Jar Jar Binks.
If I didn't have so much on my pull tomorrow, I would probably buy that. If my shop ordered any, it will probably still be there next week.
Yep, there you go.
So real quick, you want to hear something crazy?
Yeah.
Do you remember last week when we talked about that new book? Was it an Image book? I forget who's putting it out. Dork? Dork? Do you remember that?
No, I don't.
Oh, you know what?
I wasn't here last week. Yeah.
Okay.
I was like half asleep trying not to.
I'm sorry. I totally forgot. You weren't here for that. Austin was thinking about trying it. It was supposed to be like a fantasy book that's a half dwarf, half orc, and it looked like kind of a funny cartoony kind of comedy book.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I have my suspicions. It's impossible to get already.
Really?
And so my app says it's worth about $84 already.
Oh, wow.
And I have seen reports that it is sold on eBay for as much as $180.
That's wild, too.
Yeah, it's insane. It came out last week.
You know,
and I kind of wish I bought one.
Do you remember like the creative team and all, like the writers, artists?
No, I mean it's people you've heard of.
Yeah,
I'd have to go back and look again.
Because it's funny because I think it may have like you have books like I know they're got I saw a Die there on the list too. There's also like Rat Queens. There's a lot of D&D book where there's that weird. I mean, there's that crossover between like the D&D fantasy folks and the comic folks. That once you hit that sweet spot, I know I talked about like Orcstain a while back too, which is another book that kind of really sort of straddles that line.
Yeah, I thought I could find it real quick from last week, but I'm not seeing it immediately.
Oh, is that it right there? Dork.
Where? I don't even
Right
see it.
in the middle on like the far right.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
Thank you. Well, that was lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, not really people I know.
That's
I
wild.
said it's people you've heard of, but now that I'm looking at it, I
guess
it's not.
Well, I guess that Brent did Brent. Oh, I know why. I know why it sold so big. If Brent Bean wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl,
What is that?
it's a novel. It's a fantasy novel that, for whatever reason, has just like hit hard. Like I saw at the airport when I was flying to Las Vegas. You know, it's people have recommended like right and left. Like I haven't read it myself. I couldn't tell you much else about it other than like it's kind of everywhere right now.
Wow.
So yeah,
Okay, so he's just hot.
he's just hot. Yeah, they just struck when the iron was hot.
It's selling that well that and like people not being able to get their hands on it.
Yeah.
Looked like kind of a Robert Kirkman thing where it was like if like the very next thing he would put out in the middle of doing Walking Dead or something.
Yeah.
It felt like that. Or the other guess I had was it's something people are for whatever reason thinking might get optioned
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
And especially if this
Yeah,
guy's
it's crazy it hit
yeah.
that hard.
So yeah, I guess if he's involved with, if that's the guy who wrote Dungeon Crawler Carl. Again, it's not a book I've read. It's not a book I really know the plot of, other than like the broad strokes. It's a book I've heard of, though. It's a book that I know has.
You're saying it's a big deal, apparently.
It's a big deal, yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Witchblade's got an annual tomorrow. The covers for that new book have looked really great.
Yeah.
And it's cool that at least half of the original creative team came back.
Yeah.
Deadly Tales of Gunslinger Spawn. How do we live in a universe where Gunslinger Spawn has 2 monthlies?
I know,
Gunslinger
right?
has 2 monthlies.
And they've been going on for a full year now, too, apparently.
Well, and the original Gunslinger is in like the 40s or 50s already.
Yeah.
Space Ghost 8 is tomorrow. That's another thing on my pull, of course.
Yeah.
Blood and Thunder 10, Godzilla Escape the Dead Zone. I don't know what this is. Curse of Shirley Johnson. Have we talked about this?
No, we haven't.
Look at that cover.
It looks cool.
The giant,
yeah.
horrifying eyeball. Oh, this is a Spawn book.
Yeah.
Maybe Austin told me about this because he said something to me that was a Spawn connected book. Interesting.
Yeah.
Is Shirley the child Boots warned Spawn about? Is Boots Bootsy? Is that character still around?
I guess so.
The homeless guy?
Yeah.
That goes all the way back. The group is closing in on the safety of the carrier of cities, but the stranger's presence is a danger they can't outrun. Interesting.
Huh.
I just never thought we'd live in a world where there's like 10 Spawn books.
Yeah, they're hitting hard.
It's so bizarre. I really regretted selling my collection at one point.
Yeah. But it was right after Spawn year 2,
I
can't blame you.
Yeah, but I kind of regret it less now, just because I know myself, and I wouldn't have been able to find a good cutoff, and I would have kept going, and I would have bought everything.
Yeah.
And like, there's so much of it now.
Yeah.
That I wouldn't be able to buy anything else.
Right.
That's all I'd be doing.
Especially now too, where there's just so much.
Yeah, well, I'm saying at this point,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
all I'd
Yeah.
be buying.
Blood Thunder is a book I need to get caught up with just because I've been really enjoying it. The sci-fi bounty hunter thing with a talking gun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you've talked about that.
Yeah, that was a
show.
book because Benito Serena writes that, and I know.
Oh yes, you told me about this.
so I mentioned it.
Yeah.
Because he's back
There's
in
so
the game
many
now.
books, I just can't keep them all
I know,
straight.
Yeah.
That's exciting. That Voyager book I've been liking is, I think, coming to a close this week. So you see what I'm saying? I've got like an 8
Yeah.
or something.
I've lost count of how many books are in your pull now.
I know, it's ridiculous, and nothing I feel like I can lose this week.
Yeah.
I think I've got to buy all of it. Phantom 5, those have had wonderful covers.
Oh yeah. It's on Mad Cave too. Mad Cave's also doing the Dick Tracy books too.
That's cool. They seem like they're slowly becoming the new Dynamite.
Yeah,
because they're getting their hands on stuff Dynamite used to have.
Well, the cool thing about Mad Cave too is that they're also really good about. They do a talent hunt every year, and they're really good about giving
neat.
like up and comers like at their start. Yeah, I think like, I'm trying to remember, like who all is actually come from there, but I know.
Interesting.
I want to say Teenie Howard, who did like the Thanos book, did some. I mean, she did some of the X books for a while too. I think she came from there. That's the only name I can remember offhand, and that's because I may have one of her books over there too.
Well, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's nice to know that there's places to try if you're trying to break in that aren't just the big two.
Yeah, yeah. Top Cow is doing like a talent hunt too every year.
Isn't Top Cow just another Image imprint?
Yeah.
Are they still around?
They're still around. I thought.
What's the last thing you saw that was from specifically Top Cow?
That is a good question. A talent hunt, apparently.
That's it?
Whoever, exactly.
Okay, so there's something shocking to me about Gargoyle's Darkwing Duck. Mm-hmm. And do you know what that is?
What's that?
The fact that it got a number 2. Because we keep seeing these Gargoyles crossovers that are just one-shots.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that's cool. They're getting a whole story.
They got one.
Fantastic. Of course, it's in-house.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, there's...
Well, yeah, okay, but so's the Fantastic Four one, too, so what am I talking about? But, that could have been a miniseries.
But still, yeah, I mean, it's in-house, but again, like, still... It made it work. Somebody had an idea somewhere. Some writer had to be like, I'll take this.
Let's actually tell the whole story with it.
Let's actually tell the whole story with it.
No, that's not to say that you can't tell one story in a single issue. Obviously,
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah.
But there wasn't enough happening in that Fantastic Four book.
Yeah.
They're doing a facsimile for the old Punisher mini from what was this, late 80s maybe, mid 80s. I've sold this on eBay a number of times.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of an iconic cover too.
It is.
Yeah, I want to say that was on like the arcades for the Punisher game.
I think you might be right about that. Have you ever played that?
I have. Yeah,
it's Dynamite.
I played it for the first time because I got the big collection, the Marvel collection.
Yeah.
With like Marvel.
Oh, so you hadn't played it before?
I hadn't played before. No. So, yep, first time in like the last year.
It's on my Marvel Superheroes cabinet.
Oh, nice.
So I got to play it with a stick for the first time.
Nice.
And I had not played it either.
Yeah.
And I was surprised by how graphic it is.
I know, right?
Like, I was like, I actually can't let my kids play this.
Yeah.
And it came out 30 years ago. It was kind of amazing. Or at that point, like 25.
You could go play this at Aladdin's Castle back in the day, too.
Oh, really?
Well, maybe, I'm not sure. It might have actually been
I don't remember if I saw it there back in the day. I have no idea.
Yeah, I take that back to. I think it was just like right before Aladdin's Castle was a thing. If I've got my years right.
No, nobody's gonna know what we're talking about.
Nobody's gonna know that too.
With Aladdin's Castle, but
children, let me tell you about a place called the Mall.
Well, I thought Lawrence had a freestanding one.
I think they may have actually. Yeah, I just remember like the one like the.
I don't remember being at the mall.
At the Leavenworth Plaza, it was.
Okay, but see, I was in Lawrence, so I didn't get out here all the time.
Yeah, so you weren't up
for me, coming to the mall, coming to Oak Park.
Yes,
was like a big deal.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It took us an hour and a half to get here, and so when I was a kid, that felt like a trip.
Oh yeah, no.
And like anytime you got to go to Toys R Us, because we didn't have that in Lawrence, like that was always a big deal.
Yeah, Metro North was like that for me.
Did you actually live out here?
I lived over in I lived in the sticks. I lived near a prison. That's the.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, I lived in Mumble whatever, Leavenworth. So, we had like that little plaza. In fact, like the first. I mean, I think like the first time I ever bought comics was at the little drugstore by like the Walden Books, and yeah, I think I've told the story before about how. Like, first time I ever bought comics, like, my mom had seen, like, some of the old, like, Mirage Ninja Turtle comics. So I come back with like one of the Archie Digests. Like, look, here's what I want. This is just like the cartoons that I watch at Grandma's.
That's really
And
funny.
she's like, how would they make a kids comic out of that?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like the Archie Digest with Cowlick or whoever. That was the name of the big cow head, right?
I don't remember.
Oh, for whatever reason, like
That seems to ring a bell. I don't know.
yeah, I mean those Archie comics got weird too. It's like, why is Raphael in like a symbiote costume? So
They got G.I. Joe movie weird.
yes, they did.
Austin reminds me that that Swan tie-in book we were talking about
Yeah.
is about a little girl killed by Billy Kincaid. I've got to read that.
That is wild.
I'm very curious about that, and that cover was cool.
The cover is cool, yeah.
So yeah, I'll go look at that in digital.
Billy Kincaid was
I gotta know.
I remember wasn't Billy Kincaid like a boss in the Super
The
Nintendo
Super
game?
Nintendo game, yeah, he was. It was pretty messed up.
Yep.
That was great. Okay, let's go ahead and bring Austin in whenever he's ready, and we'll let him talk about books he read last week. I'll go through my stuff. I had a kind of regular week last week.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, tomorrow will just be insane. But yeah, he should call in here in a little bit. But I have like maybe 5 or 6 this week, I think.
Yeah.
And a lot of Ninja Turtles. We're gonna have a big Ninja Turtle night.
Yeah. And I got some stuff too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I brought like actually a few things. I haven't read everything in this pile, we'll tell you, but the ones I have read, I am excited about. Or at least one.
Hello, sir. Oh, hold on, Austin. We gotta get your audio set up right. I had you in headphones the other day.
Yeah.
Can you hear us?
Yep. Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Hello, sir. What's happening?
How's it going? Nothing much.
Okay, what's
How
your
are you guys
count for
doing?
last week?
What's my what?
What's your count for last week?
Oh, for last week I got 8.
Good Lord. Okay. Well, we probably have only 3 or 4 crossover. Did you read Boss Battle?
No, I haven't
Okay.
read any of the tie-ins outside of ones that just happened to be in books I was reading.
Okay. I thought you might have gotten this just for some of the weird characters, but I didn't know if you were going to do that. So I'll talk about this later.
No, I wasn't thinking about it, and then I heard it wasn't great, so I just was like, I won't bother with it.
It's fine. I didn't dislike it as much as some other people seem to be. It's kind of exactly what I expected.
Yeah, no, for sure.
My review is it's cameos. It's just an excuse for cameos. It's completely skippable, just like all of the tie-ins sound like they've been. Because I haven't looked at a lot of them either. But they really want you to think that matters. But it's like, let's have a bunch of random characters from different companies have to fight the final 4 for the tournament. It's so weird. There's 2 issues left. We're already down to the final 4. And that's gonna give them enough energy to go into the last round. It's very strange. I don't know why they have to
weird.
do that.
The one thing I did hear...
It's like these fights give them enough energy to go into the last round.
I have heard that the bit with the Joker and Annabelle is great, because he keeps waiting for Annabelle to do something, and when she does it, it freaks him out.
Yeah, the only thing I thought was fun about that was the one moment where she jump scares him.
Yeah.
That was kind of funny. But I don't like the way Joker's been written in this stuff, so I can't get excited. Because he does that typical, like, you're funny, and that's not okay, because I'm the only one that's allowed to be funny here. And I'm like,
It's like we've seen that done better.
Like 100,000 times. It would have been a lot more fun if they were palling around together. And also, why didn't we do this instead? Like, this is the variant cover I got. We've got Joker with the serial killer bear from Beneath the Trees, which
Girl Samantha.
this is one of the single strangest things that's ever happened.
Yes.
Now, the fact that I'm going to spoil it a little bit with this. This might just be my review of this. I probably won't go back to this now. The fact that Sabrina the Teenage Witch is in this is maybe just as weird.
Yes. Yeah.
Like that is very odd. I don't even understand that.
Yeah, like, it's like stuff like that. the weird Swamp Thing meets Something's Killing the Children, and also there's an Elvira meets Harley Quinn crossover book running right now.
Yeah, and Elvira.
Weird DC crossovers.
Is it Elvira that shows up in this, or is it somebody? I think she gets a quick cameo in this. Like they introduce each of them and who they're gonna fight, real quick, and then some of them they spend a little bit more time on as you keep going. I'm sure people were disappointed with the Superman Homelander fight, which I didn't have a dog in. I didn't really care that much about, but that was kind of. It was pretty lame. It was kind of exactly what you would expect, where he's just like, you have a crappy costume, and you're stupid, and we have way better costumes where I'm from. That's kind of all it is.
Didn't it end in, like, a stalemate, too? It did, like, a draw? Where it's like, you can't even have, like,
I don't
Superman
even remember.
beat, Homelander.
I was not especially invested, I have to be honest with you.
Which I'm pretty sure if you went up to Garth Ennis and be like, hey, Superman versus Homelander, who would win? Even Garth Ennis would be like,
in my opinion, this is a book that is about like just the big moments and about like kind of pinups.
Yeah.
So like you almost don't even need to read any of the dialogue. Like this is the point. It's just that we had a crazy 2-page spread to put all of these characters in the book. That's the only reason. The big question I have is why in the world, to my point about this cover, did we put Lex Luthor up against Amanda from Beneath the Trees? That's the character who in his green robot suit, and he comes up when she's naturally performing a kill in the woods. So she's like slitting some guy's throat, hanging from a tree. It's a bunny rabbit. Yeah, hanging from a tree. It's very gruesome because that's beneath.
Captain Carrot, no.
Just be ready for it. It's gruesome because it's beneath the trees where nobody sees.
Yeah.
And Lex Luthor comes up on this and she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry that you had to see that. Now you have to die, Lex Luthor, in your robot suit." And she just like jumps him and attacks Lex Luthor in his robot suit. That's probably the most entertaining thing in it.
I mean, that sounds funny.
and Lex is all ticked off. He's got his internal monologue. He's just like, really, a bear? I have to deal with a bear with a knife? This is stupid. And then the Mortal Kombat stuff is kind of amusing because it sort of makes you just want a DC versus Mortal Kombat miniseries. Which, like, why haven't we done that?
Yeah.
Because those properties have been connected for decades now.
They're both Warner Brothers now too, and they've been like Warner Brothers for at least
forever.
Like, yeah.
Well, we had that game all the way back in like 2008 or something. And then we've had 2 Injustice games. There's like no excuse we haven't done that.
Yeah.
And so for a couple of seconds, it feels like you're finally getting that. And all it is the typical catchphrases from that game.
Yeah.
So and Scorpion and Sub-Zero. So you have the 2 major characters you would expect.
Yeah.
And it's just your get over here's and your finish him.
Yeah.
And there's almost a fatality, but then somebody gets out of the ice sculpture that Sub-Zero makes, and it's not a fatality. No, they don't do that. They don't throw that in there.
That would have been great. Just have that in front of the panel.
Yeah, the toasty guy.
That would have been great. I had more fun with this than it sounds like some other people are, because like my expectations were very low, and I wasn't really expecting a story so much as just a bunch of goofy, battles. And like I know my standards.
I mean, it's called Boss Battle. Like, I think that's a fair assumption.
Yeah. Like, if you're annoyed because some of the battles don't go on as long as you were hoping they would, or the endings of them are predictable, or it's just catchphrases and not much else, I understand that.
Yeah.
But like, it's kind of what I expected, and I will say the pairings are random and weird, some of them, and that's what but it's also inconsistent. It's like, well, Superman and Homelander, obviously that's what you do, because one is a satire of the other, and like Wonder Woman and
Red Sonja,
Red Sonja is kind of an obvious pairing, especially because Like Gail Simone wrote both of those characters. Like you know, you kind of expect that.
Yeah.
But then, like. You know, the Joker Annabelle thing is weird only because putting Annabelle even in a thing like this is weird.
Yeah.
But then, again, Samantha and Lex Luthor is so friggin' bizarre.
Yeah.
I kind of love it just because it's so weird.
Yeah.
And the art's not bad. Like it looks it looks okay. I can't say honestly that that this is all that much better or worse than the KO series has been, really.
Yeah, I know we've kind of talked before about
I don't
how
know. It's kind of more of that, but just with a bunch of these characters and with more of a contrived excuse, certainly to put them together.
Well, I know we've kind of talked before about how, like, with KO, a lot of it just kind of feels like an arcade game. How it's like, yeah, there's a plot, but it's the same reason there's, like, flavor text in Mortal Kombat. Where they show, be like, oh, you see, Kuai Lang was a member of the Lin Kuei.
Well, that's actually my biggest issue with KO.
Yeah.
Is that it's actually not that enough sometimes.
Yeah.
It'll kind of stall out a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
In places, I think. I like this at least, and again, standards are in the floor, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of action, and when I'm constantly complaining that Marvel won't let anybody punch each other, I guess it's nice to have that. But anyway, so yeah, it's a mixed bag. I get why people aren't liking this. I didn't hate myself for buying it.
Yeah, I just want to point out how funny it is that like the Warrens are like the ultimate hucksters. They're, you know, of course, the paranormal investigators where like the Annabelle stuff comes from. Where, you know, it became.
Right?
Yeah. Amityville was one of their cases, and like obviously, like those Conjuring movies were like these big films based on their lives, and now we've gotten to the point where now Annabelle's fighting the Joker in comics.
You kind of wish
and
you
the
could grip
Warrens
that
have
hard.
to sign off on this stuff, and like obviously they're dead at this point, so that's their estate. But like that is really funny.
If they could get like whoever owns the rights to Raggedy Ann, because like the actual like Annabelle doll is like a Raggedy Ann doll that like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't know anything about that character.
Yeah, it's funny too because like they have it in a museum somewhere, and whenever you watch like paranormal investigation shows, they always make a big deal like, we have to ask the doll's permission to film. Annabelle, may we film? Annabelle says yes, we can continue. It's like a whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
Now she's fighting the Joker. They had to ask the doll permission for that.
Annabelle, we're from Warner Brothers. We have an offer. Will you please sign this contract?
We got a multi-picture deal for you.
Multi-picture deal.
You know how somebody asked us the other day, Austin, how you would make the stupid Joker movies into a trilogy? That's how you do it.
That's how you do it.
It's Joker versus Annabelle. There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
So, somehow he's resurrected after he dies in that hallway.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get Joaquin Phoenix back.
I feel like Joaquin Phoenix would do that too. You should just be like, "Hey, Joaquin, we've got this script." Like, all right, I'm good.
Well, I love that he
bring
made
in
a big
Patrick
deal out of.
Wilson and Vera Farmiga, and they got to fight him. Hell yeah!
Look, we would make a sequel to this. It's such a weird thing to make a sequel to unless we have just the right story. Then you see Joker 2 and you're like, you made that up.
You made that.
What are you talking about?
Exactly.
So I absolutely see him doing the obligatory Annabelle Joker crossover.
Yeah.
Like, let's just milk this crap for all it's worth.
Exactly.
That's the subtitle.
James Wan said that about Aquaman 2 as well.
We gotta stop saying that.
I mean, James Wan, that's basically how, like, the Fast and Furious movies became what they were. Where he's like, all right, we'll just go for it.
There's a lot of phrases that you hear actors and directors say constantly when movies are being greenlit or about to come out that immediately know it's probably not going to be very good when they say that, and that is one of them.
Yep.
Austin, what books do you have from...
Okay, so let me just check. So the crossover stuff we have, right, is TMNT, Godzilla, Fraction Batman, and Night Fight, right?
That should be the 3. Yeah.
That's just the 3? Okay, I just wanted to make sure.
Now that
okay,
I've reviewed Boss Battle. Oh, can I make one more complaint about Boss Battle?
Yeah, go for it.
Isn't this whole thing about fighting games?
Yeah. Yep.
I just want to say that real quick.
I mean, even fighting
They don't
games.
have boss
guest
battles in
characters.
fighting
You've
games.
got Goro.
It's not boss battle.
You've got
Mortal
Kintaro.
Kombat's got boss
Yeah.
battles. It's I don't know. You
Really?
can have boss
Yeah.
battles
Would
in
you
fighting
call it
games.
that?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's the
kind
same
of.
sort of fight. They're just harder.
I mean, yeah.
They're harder, but a lot of the times with stuff like that, they're not playable characters.
Are they? Okay, but are they
Yeah.
called that? Do people consider them boss battles? When I think of boss battles, I think
Like Bowser?
adventure games and
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
You think like
Yeah.
Bomb Man
I
and
think-
Guts Man.
Or even like
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze in like Arkham City, like
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
boss battle. Like
Mhm.
I've never considered
Yeah,
that
I
with
feel
fighting
like-
games.
Yeah, I feel like people say like, oh, like the end boss or something.
Okay, that's fair.
for, like,
But I've never
yeah.
heard those two words put together for a fighting game battle. Boss battle, like your final boss, sure, but that it's a boss. Okay, I mean, I guess
Do
it's
you-
fair.
Do you remember Clay?
I'm nitpicking wildly, apparently.
Do you remember the Clay Fighter?
It's not
games?
usually your guest characters. They're
Yeah.
not usually the boss battle. But
So, does anyone remember
you
the
can't have
Clay
that.
Fighter games?
Yes.
So the end boss of the Clay Fighter, like the first one,
Yeah.
was named N. Boss. It was supposed to be like
okay.
M. Bison, but like
Oh,
N. Boss. It's
that's
supposed to be a pun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
Oh.
That's
yeah,
that's right
that's
over my
fun.
head.
Yep.
Some jokes are funnier when you explain
This
them.
is true.
That's so clever. That game's not playable.
Not
I like
really,
it's like
no.
it's not very good. It's too simple. The second one's good,
Yeah.
or at least decent.
Yeah, I remember.
And then I never played 33 and a third.
I had I had 63 to third.
or,
Like,
or no, it was 63 and a
it's
third. Pardon
63,
me.
yeah.
Yeah, because it was a 64 game. Yeah.
Yeah, I had that. I mean, it was. I remember not being great, but I remember it being playable-ish.
The second one's Judgment Clay, and it had pretty impressive graphics for the time.
It
Like,
did,
It was doing
actually,
that pre-rendered, kind of rare thing.
Yeah, and it was kind of. And I remember too that because it was Judgment Clay, they had like all like the Terminator ads and magazines where you had like
Well,
the big bunny.
that was the art.
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
for the game too.
right. So
The metal background. And,
yeah. And I remember too. There's also like the sculptor's cut that was only available at like Blockbuster.
Right. That's the rarest
With
64
yeah,
game.
with Hobo Cop. Which is exactly
I didn't
what
know. I didn't know
sounds-
that was in there. That's awesome.
Yeah, which is exactly what it sounds like. He's like a cop, except he's got like trash can armor.
I'm so glad you said that as Austin was drinking
Sorry,
something.
me
That's
too.
I know,
spectacular.
Sam. Well, because immediately all I could think of was he's half man, half hobo, all cop.
All cop. I buy that for $1. No, seriously, please.
Well, that makes sense because it's a
Buy
dollar
that
store
for $1,
RoboCop.
except I can't.
Except
I don't have
please
$1.
give. Please give.
Austin, would you kindly get into some books for us?
I'd do that for $1. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll start with my new number ones from this week. So my first one is Thundar the Barbarian, which is we've now done so many old cartoon comics. We're now to Thundar the Barbarian, and I was interested to
naturally that's Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I was interested to try that because I've been reading some Conan, and that show was originally made by Steve Gerber, and Jack Kirby did artwork for it. So I was like, oh, I'll give this book a shot. I'll see what that's like. And it's pretty good so far. It's a little post-apocalyptic, medieval kind of adventure thing, where these different groups of mutant animals are trying to enslave people, and then Thundar is going to come in and save them. And yeah, it's like nothing too like groundbreaking or anything, and I don't have any connection to that show, but I thought it was pretty good.
Cool. Yeah, that wasn't even on my radar until you mentioned it. I must have skipped over it when I was looking at books.
Yeah.
It's pretty far down the list.
Dynamite's been really on point with those cartoon throwback things, and the name of the game there is authenticity, man. They always feel like what they're purporting to be, or they usually anyway feel like what they're purporting to be, but are generally a little more sophisticated and know who the audience is, which I think is impressive that they can pull that off so often. I think that's a hard balance to find, because you want it to be enough of the experience you had when you were a kid, but they have to know no kids are reading this. So like it still has to be for the 30 and 40-year-olds that are reading it.
Yeah, one, I don't know anybody that knows Thundar the Barbarian, but it scratches a big itch for me because so with Adventures into Fear and when it goes into Man-Thing, there's a 2-issue story that is like the last issue of the Adventures into Fear part and the first issue of Man-Thing. And you get a trio of Man-Thing, Howard the Duck, and a Conan kind of knockoff character. And obviously Howard the Duck gets his own book, but the Conan guy kind of went nowhere. So I'm like, here's like his little thing. I can just pretend it's that guy.
That's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to wonder how many diehard fans even exist for some of the stuff they're putting out right now. Like they're doing that, Dynamite book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even that, like, I think just because, like, connections to Scooby-Doo, where, like, that will pop up here and there. Yeah. And it's Hanna-Barbera as well.
Yeah.
And, like, Space Ghost works because, a lot of us remember the Cartoon Network glory days when they had the parody stuff with Space Ghost. And Serious Space Ghost has been tried and has kind of worked before. So there is, like, a small group of us that like that.
And even, like, Thundar wasn't, I know, like, Dynamite for sure, but... Wasn't Thundar also... Didn't he pop up in Harvey Birdman every so often?
Oh, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I've never watched any of that.
Well, a lot of those Hanna-Barbera characters got goofy stuff in those Adult Swim shows.
Yeah. So, I know, like...
I didn't watch that regularly, so if Thundar was in it, I missed him, but that doesn't surprise me at all. If that's
It's been a while. I've seen, like, the whole series. I've got them all on DVDs, but it's been a while since I've seen... Well, I mean, there were a lot of, like, one-off bits, too. Like, a lot of folks would pop up in the background just as, like, a one-note joke and never get explained. So...
They had the license for all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they could do anything they wanted to.
Exactly, yeah.
Were you... This is not here nor there, but were you an Aqua Teen guy?
I was.
You strike me as an Aqua Teen guy.
True story. I went to a bank once, and I was wearing an Aqua Teen Hunger Force shirt.
I was just about to say, did you have Meatwad on a T-shirt?
I did, yeah.
I knew it!
I had, like, everybody on there. I had, like, it was a shirt with, like, Frylock,
Frylock, yeah.
And I wear it to a bank, and there's this
Did you go to the theater to see the movie?
I didn't go to the theater to see the movie. I couldn't get anybody willing to go with me.
Yeah, because that movie made $5.
Yes.
That movie did worse than the Powerpuff Girls movie, which shouldn't be possible.
I do own the...
that movie didn't even make a full, like, McDonald's combo back then.
It was like...
$5.
I think it was Cartoon Network's, like, second attempt at a movie in the theater.
Maybe, yeah.
Because I think it was after Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah.
And it might have been their last.
It might have been their last. I do have it on DVD. Like, as soon as it came out afterwards, like, I missed this in the theater, and I'm getting it now.
I've never seen it.
Yeah, it's
terrible,
exactly
right?
what you might think.
Is it awful?
No, it's not awful. It is just Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Good.
It is exactly what it says on the tin. But... So I'm at the bank.
I had to ask you that.
So yeah, I'm at the bank. I'm wearing
my
Aqua Teen Hunger Force shirt with, like, Frylock and Shake, all them. Go up to the teller. The old lady looks at me and goes like, "Oh, you like System of a Down?" It's like, well, what?
What? I mean, yes, but
like,
what?
Yes, but, like, that's not what this is.
It's not like you walked in with a shirt that says "Steal this T-shirt."
I know, right? She just saw Frylock and thought it was Surge. She thought it was Surge.
She thought Frylock was Surge Takian?
Thought Frylock was Surge Takian.
Well, now I want to make a music video with a system song that's just footage of Frylock from
I kind of feel like if we got enough money together,
I'm so glad
Carrie Meads would probably do it for us too.
Probably so.
Yeah.
I'm so glad this came up.
We'll find him at a con and be like, I've got a great idea.
Were you a strong bad guy? Did you ever get into that stuff?
A little bit. Like, Strong Bad was one of those that I didn't.
That's not
I
Cartoon
was
Network, but that's
introduced.
around that same
Yeah,
era.
I was introduced to it. Like, I had friends sit me down, like, you're gonna want to watch.
Do you know what
this.
Fahogawagas is?
I'm not sure.
Okay, I'll play you Fahogawagas.
Okay, yeah,
later.
sounds good.
Anyway, sorry, Austin.
Yeah.
What else
I
did
know
you
about
have?
Trogdor at least.
What else did you have?
Yeah, my other number one, which is probably the best book I had all week.
We just
is,
spoke a different
Archie.
language for a couple minutes. Sorry about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Austin's over here like, I don't know what the hell anybody's talking
Yeah.
about.
No, you guys are talking about System of a Down. I get it.
Yeah. I know you kids that you're rock and roll.
Dude, search Tankian singing Trogdor. I could die happy.
Oh,
If I got to hear that, I'm done.
I feel like, again, if we could get the money together, we could convince them to.
I bet we could. Well, and then that with a 40-piece orchestra. Because he's done those shows.
He has, yeah. I mean, Serge Tankian's like an accomplished opera singer, apparently, too. So
Yeah, no, he's a big classical guy.
Yeah.
You'd never know it, but he's amazing. Like, yeah, Tankian's one of the greatest musicians who ever lived.
Exactly.
I love that guy. Anyway. And really articulate when he gives interviews.
I
You
know.
just listen to him talk.
Oh, yeah,
Like,
he's-
he needs a podcast.
He's
He's
a
amazing.
poet, too. Like, he's written books of poetry, too.
Mm-hmm.
Just wow.
What else did you read, Austin?
My other number one, probably the best book I had all week, was Archie X Army of Darkness.
Yes.
Which was another book that was way far down the list that I found.
I missed that last week. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay.
I'm bad at my
It
job.
was everything I wanted it to be. It was perfect.
I'm so sad I missed this, too, because this...
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
That's okay. And it's done in the classic Archie style, which makes me very happy. And they get very violent with the Deadite stuff. And then it also had Ash, which surprised me. I figured it would just be Archie fighting Deadites. But it was very perfect.
Yeah, well, when I finally went and looked at that, I saw him on all the variants and stuff, so I knew he was in it.
Oh, okay.
And
yeah,
honestly,
and it's like ripped right out of time. Like the B plot is about Beanie Babies, basically. Like it feels ripped out of that era.
And also, to be fair, we do a lot of whatever cross Army of Darkness as opposed to Evil Dead. I don't know why that is, but it's always Ash.
Yeah.
Like
And I
when we
think-
did it with, I want to say it was Marvel Zombies Army of Darkness, and that's also Ash. Like, I think he's always in it if you do that.
I think you just need the power of Bruce Campbell.
Yeah.
You just need...
There was just something about the main cover that made me go, "Oh, it's going to be Army of like an Evil Dead parody with Archie characters." So just for whatever reason, I was like, "Oh, he might not even be in this." But no, you are right. And the reason it's Army of Darkness is a rights issue thing where they're both separated, and I
That's
think
what I
the
figured.
Army of Darkness side is more likely to license things out, I think is what it is.
Yeah, it's so weird because, like, Evil Dead is the property people like and think of, and Army of Darkness is kind of the redheaded stepchild of that series.
Yeah, like when they did the TV show, they didn't have the rights to Army of Darkness until the third season.
That's so weird.
That's weird, yeah.
Yeah, even they put out a big set, and I have it sitting right there, and it's this like really big, cool 4K set, and it's 1, 2 in the TV show, and just no Army of Darkness.
That's wild.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Well,
yeah,
I'm glad you liked that because I know you were really stoked about it.
Yeah.
No, I was very happy with it. Next up, I'll go to Godzilla issue 7, Godzilla Keisei. Oh, sorry.
Real quick, how long is that mini? Do you know? Or they do it in 4 or 5, or with?
I'm actually not sure.
Army
I
of Darkness?
didn't see.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess 4, but maybe 5. Oh, some of the I was gonna say some of the Army of Darkness stuff I read was 5, but that was a Dynamite. Well, this is Archie, so I don't know.
Casey is at what, 6? Did you say?
7.
7,
Because 6 is the Death of Superman.
Oh, that's
cover.
right. That's right. I forgot that was the. That was the series.
Yeah, and it was fine. I am kind of like I need him to come back and not just be dead. Like I'm not as interested in a book where it's about like a teenager that has like Godzilla's soul in him, which is what the status quo is now. So I'm like, I hope we get away from that quick. Otherwise, I just don't really care.
I thought you were going to say, I don't need world without Godzilla.
I mean, basically, that is what this issue is.
Is it
I
really?
want to live in a world without Godzilla.
Yeah, it's world without Godzilla on one side, and then on the other side, it's Resident Evil 7 for some reason. It's like the exact plot.
Oh wow! They couldn't even do.
So that's weird.
They could even get like Godzilla versus Lady Dimitrescu.
I don't know. They'll build to that. That'll be issue 50.
Yeah. Godzilla versus
So
Big
I don't
Lady.
know. It did make me a little bit more excited that they set up Biollante at the end because I like Biollante, but I don't know. I need Godzilla to come back. Next up, I read Twilight Zone #4, which is probably my least favorite issue of the series so far. It was fine. It was kind of one where like I thought the art and some of the visuals were really cool, but the story just didn't really grab me. I don't, and it gets a little too modern for me, like just in the stuff that it's talking about, where like it gets very like internet, like they're talking about like alpha males and stuff, and I'm like, I don't really need this in a Twilight Zone book.
See,
But again, some of the visuals were cool.
I'm going to be honest with you. One of the reasons that I was a little bit let down with it early on, and why and part of the reason I haven't kept up with it, is because I was already seeing inklings of that in it.
Yeah,
And
no,
it
that's
hadn't
fair.
gone like crazy far yet, but I was concerned it would get there, and it sounds like my concerns were maybe well founded.
Yeah, for me, definitely this issue. Last issue, I think, is still the best one of them.
I still haven't read that. So.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I mean, the nice thing about it being an anthology is that, this issue might not be great, but maybe the next one will be. I'll see. I think the next one's the last issue, so
Yeah.
hopefully it at least goes out on a bang.
Yeah.
I know it's all different
Absolute-
teams, but they seem to have a similar sensibility to some degree.
Yeah, I guess maybe so. Yeah. That's fair.
Or if there was like a picture process too, where you had like what editor kept looking at. Okay, I think this would be good. This would work. So
Yeah, maybe so.
yeah.
Yeah, possibly. And then I've got Absolute Superman #16, which is a big issue with him and Hawkman. And we find out a little bit more about Absolute Hawkman and how he came from World War II. And they're already starting to set up Black Adam, because I know that's going to come later in this book. And we also set up Parasite. And it's got a very crazy Lex Luthor cliffhanger with how like we set him up to be in this book.
Well, see, I knew they were going to do that because everybody was making a big deal out of it being related to Absolute Evil, and I was like, gee, I wonder how. It's going to be Lex, because that's the big reveal at the end of Absolute Evil. Yeah. So as soon as people said that, I was like, well, what's it going to be? It's not going to be Green Arrow. It's going to be that.
Yeah.
He is mentioned, though. It kind of made me laugh because it was like a Days of Future Past thing where Hawkman's talking to Superman, and he's basically just like a jaded hero, and he's like, these are heroes who over time I've murdered. And he goes, it's Iron Monroe, Wesley Dodd, Dr. Fate, and then Oliver Queen. Like he says one of the hero names.
Yeah.
But the rest are all regular person names.
Remember these names.
Yeah.
Remember these names.
This man's legal name, Dr. Fate. First name Doctor, last name Fate.
That's awesome.
Well, and I think because it's Dr. Fate specifically, it also made me flash back to that Winter Soldier bit where it's like, Hydra keeps tabs on all these people, like this person, that person, Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it's Doctor Strange.
No, that's not fair. They say Stephen Strange.
Do they? Okay.
Yes.
I remember it as just Doctor Strange because that line is just there to be like, we're making Doctor Strange.
It's Sitwell.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And he's got like a litany of names he lists off, and he says Stephen Strange.
Okay.
To be
I
fair.
guess I just gaslit myself into remembering it differently.
There was that bit.
That's how you would expect them to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's totally fair. No, you're probably conflating it with.
With the Days of Future Past.
No, that's not what I was going to say.
Was it
I was
Spider-Man
saying-
2?
No, I was going to say you're conflating it with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Because J. Jonah Jameson says Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange has taken.
That's taken.
That's taken. If only we paid that off in Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, you kind of could have.
Yeah.
Sam, what were you doing?
It is
Sam
really-
Raimi?
That's taken.
It is really strange that Raimi ends up making a Doctor Strange movie after that's the only other Marvel hero that is referenced in all three of those movies. It's very strange.
Yeah. And then, well, then you read the novelization, and then there's like a lot more of that. Like Hank Pym is in that Doctor Octopus origin scene, and he's like saving people while Spider-Man comes in.
Oh, wild!
As Ant-Man specifically, like they're like he like shrunk down and he was stealthily taking out people, and nobody noticed.
Quick plug for
very
Friday. Austin and I are actually doing a commentary on the first Raimi Spider-Man movie for the Superhero Rewind commentary project. So this is all relevant to things that will be happening this week.
Exactly. And Josh just popped up in the chat, and he said that Absolute Daily Planet is depressing, and that is true.
Is it like a ghost town where nobody works there?
Kind of, yeah, basically. So it's like we see the Daily Planet building, and it's exactly what you expect. And it's like, that got sold years ago. It's now just a bunch of condos, and it's like now in this crappy building. But I like that scene quite a bit. It's only there for one scene. I just kind of set that up, but it was pretty interesting. So yeah, I like that issue quite a bit.
I'll get back to that eventually. I still want to buy 15 because I really like that cover. They ran out of my shop real quick, so I don't know if I'm going to get that. But...
Yeah. I mean, that's basically like a new jumping on point, so that's a spot to do it.
But I have 22 books, Austin. Luckily, some of these minis are about to end, so like I'll be done with Shredder and Casey Jones and Immortal Legend Batman. I have a little space here pretty quick after my 8-10 book week tomorrow.
Yes.
Good God.
Yeah, and I think it's either this week or no, I think it's maybe next week. Is like I had nothing, so I'm just trying a bunch of new number ones.
Oh, cool. Well, there's plenty to try.
Yep.
All we read off tonight, besides stuff on my poll, was number one.
Yeah,
number
pretty
one.
much.
Mark Spector, Moon Knight, number one. Wade Wilson, Deadpool, number one.
The 37th volume of Moon Knight.
Moon Knight.
37th is the charm. I think that's all for my individual book, so Cap, you can pick where you want to jump off.
Okay,
from
well,
there.
let's go ahead and knock out Batman 6, which I assume you probably were excited about because we got the Monster Men, and I know you're
Monster
kind
Men,
of obsessed with the Monster Men. We didn't do a lot with it. They're just kind of there, and Batman fights him, and we already introduced Hugo Strange in this book. I don't remember him.
I think so.
Here. Maybe
I
we
think,
did.
I think for a minute, because like we set up Penguin before, I think he's set up in some of that stuff.
I need
And
to
was
go
the
back
issue
and
4?
reread everything up to this point because I'm having a tough time tracking this book month to month. That's been kind of my biggest issue with it. Is it feels like it keeps kind of like running off with itself to other random things, and I'm waiting for eventually all of it to converge. And I bet if I reread it, I won't have that as much. But if it has felt disjointed so far, and like when we got to Penguin in this, I was like, we did something with him before. I don't remember what the heck it was. So there's a lot of
like at a meeting.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's a lot of balls in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is true. No, I like the Monster Man because I agree. Like it is just kind of like they're here for a minute, but it was very like put a pin in this. Like Hugo Strange is still out there. Like
That's this
we'll do
whole
more
book
with
so
this.
far is put a pin in this.
Yeah.
Even with the relationship with Bruce and this girl that he may or may not end up dating is put a pin in it. Like we have this big cliffhanger at the end of the last issue, and I'll spoil this now that we're into this, where Damian shows up and he calls Bruce his father. It's like, oh God, she's gonna find out that he's Batman, and then you get to the beginning of this issue and she's like,
don't let your son hang out with Batman.
yeah, like she does not put that together.
Yeah.
And I thought that was
that so much.
a little odd. I figured she would maybe at least suspect it.
You know, I've heard people compare that.
Now I say we're putting a pin in it. We do get back to her at the end of the issue because she's going to be our linchpin to get us to Joker for the Joker arc. So we've not lost her or anything, but that relationship we are kind of putting a pin in.
You know, I've heard people compare that bit to the scene in Batman Returns with Christopher Walken, where it's like, Bruce Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman?
Why are you dressed up like Batman? And Ken was like, you idiot, he is Batman.
That was so classic superhero. I love that. It almost plays like the Batman as well, where you have that bit with the Riddler where he's like, oh, Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
We almost got him, Batman.
That's fair. I guess I'm kind of jaded now where I just expect you to put it together now.
I do kind of like Batman.
I can't decide if it's a problem or not.
Yeah.
But I guess the deal is, at the end of that last issue, I really thought the point was she knows he's Batman.
Yeah.
And then it's kind of that TV thing where, and like, I guess it makes sense, but it's kind of that TV thing where you make us think it's a bigger deal cliffhanger than it is, and then in the first 2 pages of the next issue, we're able to just move on to something else very quickly.
You know, it's funny.
But it's like that Supergirl issue we read where her parents walk in and they're like, oh, so your Supergirl costume. That's a great costume, kiddo.
Yeah,
it's some classic superhero. I was very happy about
like,
that.
Batman,
Why are you wearing a Supergirl shirt?
Batman Incorporated did that all the time, too. Where it's like, hey, Batman, your Bruce Wayne costume, terrible. I met the guy. You're nothing like him.
Well, Batman Incorporated was
Iron Man plays,
one of the big bridges too far for me with that whole thing.
Right.
Where it's like Bruce Wayne's going to bankroll Batman across the world, and still no one is considering that maybe he's Batman.
It does have
it's so freaking ridiculous.
I do have that with...
Yeah.
I do have that with Incorporated, but also part of it's just... he kind of just becomes Iron Man.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
No, it's almost against the premise. Yeah.
Incorporated does have, like, my favorite, like, Batman moment just ever, where he's like, hey, Talia knows my secret identity. I've got an idea. And he goes to Reddit and types in Bruce Wayne as Batman. And they're like, no, what are you doing? You just told everybody your secret identity. Like, no, I didn't. Mad Hunter 52 did. And the next 5 comments are like, no, Batman's a robot. Bruce Wayne died 5 years ago.
I remember that, yeah. The digital way to hide in plain sight.
Yeah.
That's how you do it, yeah. Batman goes on like 4chan and he's like, I found this great leak. I'm Bruce Wayne's nephew, let me tell you, he's Batman.
Also, you just lost the game.
Exactly.
So Fraction, unsurprisingly, is having a lot of fun with Batman tech because, like, he was a big Iron Man guy, so of course he's going to do a lot of like futuristic Batman tech. And all through this, I've really appreciated the way he'll in like words in a panel, kind of like a computer prompt, be like, this is what this this gadget is and what it does. In this, we get these like electro gauntlets that pop out of his like regular blade, or like blades that pop out of his regular gauntlets. That's kind of cool looking.
Yeah, they were cool. Yeah, no, he's had a lot of fun with the gadget stuff, and I don't think it's gone too far. Like, even that is like, I could see somebody saying that it's pushing it, but like,
well, he's not going to that.
Didn't bother me.
He's not going to that Snyder place yet, where where that jumps the shark, where I just almost don't even want to read it anymore. Is when you get to like a holographic heads-up display.
Well, you know what the ultimate jumping the shark moment is Batman falling into the atmosphere, and he goes, oh no, this part of my face is, not covered. So he pulls his trunks off and puts them over his face.
Oh no, that's ridiculous. But I'm just saying when like the technology is too futuristic and he starts to look too much like an Iron Man or something.
Yeah.
Where like, do you remember that thing that Snyder did, or was it
Snyder
King?
loves his Iron Man suits.
It was either
with
it was either Snyder or King, I can't remember, but specifically the thing where he's in his Batcave. I'm trying to remember exactly what it is, and he's able to like holographic map the whole city.
I
That
feel like that's been
might
done
be
a
in
couple
Snyder, I think.
Some of that was a
I-
little too much
I
for.
feel like
for my
that's been
taste.
done a couple of times too, because I think Jim Lee would draw like a lot of holographic displays in.
Yeah,
Batcave,
this
yeah.
was crazier than just
Yeah.
a HUD display. It was I can't remember how exactly. It was a lot further.
Right.
Well, because I know the thing in the Batman where he's got the lenses on his eyes. Like I know that specifically comes from Snyder, and I think that goes even way farther. So that might be like part of what you're thinking of.
I think maybe so.
Yeah.
Like real early 52, but
Yeah. No, and the other thing I wanted to say with this issue is I like what he's doing with the Robin so far. Like I'm interested to see. I'm glad that somebody's finally doing something with Tim Drake.
Yeah.
And I'm interested to see Damien go to university.
yeah, I'm still not loving modern Tim Drake. Fraction's writing him better than he's been written lately, and he's got a stupid haircut. And I need him to get rid of that haircut. I don't know why he and Damien have the exact same haircut. They both look dumb.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going through the pile here.
Okay. What did you think of the end of Night Fight? I keep wanting to call this Knife Fight.
Knife fight.
I keep doing the same thing. Like
Yeah.
from the moment this book was announced, like when I went to look it up to see if it was available already, I put in Batman Knife Fight. I'm like, I can't even find results for this. And then I go to find DCKO, and like that's in the search options, and I'm like, oh, it's because it's called Night Fight.
Yeah.
But I thought the last issue was pretty good. I think this mini. I feel like issue 3 is probably the strongest for me overall, but I do feel like this back half has been stronger than the first half.
Absolutely.
Where like it really ran with the stuff I liked in the first half, and you kind of need some of the stuff. And I'm not even saying it's bad, but it's more just kind of generic-y. And
Yeah.
then the stuff that I really like in those first 2 issues is really brought to the forefront in 3 and 4.
Well, now that I've got all of it together, I think if I reread it, I will probably appreciate some of the groundwork that's being laid in the first couple of issues. I also think the writing gets better as it goes along. Like some of the internal monologue I thought was like downright irritating early on, and it feels like a Joshua Williamson book by the end in a way it doesn't at the beginning to me. Which I really appreciate. I'm with you. I think the third issue is probably the strongest of the 4. I think my favorite stuff is in this.
Okay. Yeah.
Just like specific moments and stuff. I think it's wonderfully heartfelt and kind of touching and sad in places. And he wins me over on the Batman in a way that in some ways Nolan doesn't. Even though I like his take okay, but it's not exactly my Batman. Of the Batman that wishes that he could quit being Batman. The world that no longer needs Batman. He kind of wins me over on that idea with this. I think partly because he knows deep down that's never going to happen, but he gets to see a world like a fake reality that he wishes he could stay in, but he knows he can't. And I also like that we don't spend a ton of time on his like waffling back and forth and being conflicted. Am I gonna like stay in this, false reality? Am I gonna stay plugged into the Matrix? Like deep down, he knows he's not going to do that. And so that's really good. The way Damien is characterized as the older, now replacement Batman, and has his own kid, and that kid looks up to Bruce Wayne as his grandfather. All of that is really great. The thing that I least believed in it, and by the way, that's all I did not speak to the kind of goofy, irritating premise of the Heart of Apocalypse thinks Batman is so freaking important that he's got to it's got to make him go through this whole character arc, and I won't spoil what exactly the character arc is about. It has something to do with what I mentioned earlier with the world that doesn't need Batman thing, but he needs the heart needs Batman to come to a self-realization so that he can go back to the tournament. And I did not need that tournament to be about Batman. And like Austin and I have talked about all that, where it would be cool if we could have not made this all about Batman finally. But unfortunately, it's DC, and that's all they do. So of course that's where we are. Austin, the thing that I least believed in this is that Bruce Wayne would enjoy
Dragon Ball Z.
Watching Dragon Ball Z. I didn't buy it.
No, yeah.
That part made me laugh really hard. Specifically in how it's so close yet not exact that I'm like, you just didn't have the rights to Dragon Ball Z, so it's like you kind of made it look like that. But, no, that whole thing was really funny. But yeah, I agree completely with what you said. The big thing that this book just across the board I think really nails is Batman's relationship with like each son, with each Robin. That's the big thing that I think Williamson like really gets. And I really like you said, Bruce's relationship with his now grandson in this book, and their farewells very heartfelt. Just all that stuff was really good.
Yeah, and the distinction between a non-reality that Batman wishes that he could live in, and the possibility of kind of creating it if he wins the tournament. Like I like that he's got I was gonna say I don't think that'll happen. DC is so obsessed with Batman that could end up happening actually, but I like that he's got
Superman's leaving, so he has to be the one that wins. That's the only way.
I like that he's got such a motivation now for winning that, where we've seen the world that he wishes that he could live in, and it's kind of neat that even though we know that this world does not exist, he makes those characters real and come alive. Like it's neat that sort of like Chris, some like TNG episodes where we do self-aware holograms.
Yes.
This has characters that know that they're in a reality that doesn't exist, but I hope that Batman can win this so that he can make them actually be real and come alive. That's a really cool distinction.
Yeah.
That I've not seen done a ton with things like this. And so you actually get kind of a cool, almost metaphysical question of, does that mean that they then technically did exist and kind of had souls? Because they know they're not real, but they're trying to help Batman make them real, so it wins back around to they seem like real people then? That kind of thing is always interesting to me.
Well, and there's like a line from the Heart of Apocalypse that makes it sound like it is just a real world that does exist somewhere near the end. Yeah. So like it is possible that multiverse shenanigans, I guess, but
that's true, because we sort of talk about it both ways. Yeah, I forgot about that, because you're right, because there's a lot of talk about how like this world doesn't exist, but Batman's going to try to create it, and then there's also that thing about like maybe it can live on something. I forgot about that.
I mean, I think it helps that it's from different POVs. Like, the characters in the world and Batman are talking about it like that. And then I think the Heart of Apocalypse is like, if you weren't able to do it, I was just going to destroy that world anyways. So it's like, that it was maybe a real world, I'm not sure. Although maybe it's still, like you said, some sort of program, I don't know.
Well,
but that does make it sound more like it was its own thing. But I think it still works because, again, it's different perspectives of people.
The whole thing, and Chris will know what I'm talking about, in Austin won't, but the whole thing, but besides just holograms, is very all good things. It's very Q's anti-time future, where it's like, that's not an actual future, Q just made that up.
Yep.
It's exactly like that.
Yep. We just
Picard, I want you to go back in the tournament.
It's time to go back, mon Capitan.
And then, anything else you want to say about that, Austin?
No, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
I'm surprised by how much I turned around on it because I really didn't like it at the start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I feel like at the beginning, you and I were both like, this is just okay with like the first 2 issues, and I liked it a little bit more. In that I was like, there's like this little spark that's there, and then I'm glad that spark like exploded outwards.
Yeah, it turned around and it ended up being like actually about something, and kind of more than KO has been about. Like there was kind of a nice little character piece in there, which I was not expecting.
Yeah, and I think Williamson really understands Bruce Wayne with each of the Robins, like the way that he would be kind of disappointed at Dick for being Batman because he's the one who went off and he did his own thing. Like, that's regressing for him.
Yeah.
And then, like, Jason is the Batman who, like, everything has to be completely wrong for him to be that one.
Yeah.
And, you know, obviously, the Tim Drake stuff with, like, all the detective stuff and how he can't process Bruce's death is really great in 3. Just all handled really well.
Well, and he's also really consistent with the way we've always played Damian, where he's maybe, like, destined to be Batman, and that's what he most wants, and he's at his most comfortable, and he's probably like the best person he can be if he puts on a bat suit. Like, that's the way Morrison always played him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where we'd get those. I think it's Morrison where we would get those glimpses to the future.
Yeah,
with him and like
his
his bat trench coat thing.
Right.
He's got the trench coat, yeah. Because
And
that's where he's fighting the other. There's like the 3 fake Batmans.
Yeah.
And one of them is in that future.
But he always seems his happiest as Batman.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's part of what pushed Tim Drake out, was that, you know, again, Dick is the kid who does his own thing. Jason's the failed kid, and then Tim Drake is the kid that will take on the family legacy. And then Damian comes in, who is also that, so it kind of had them fighting for which one is it, and kind of pushed Tim Drake out.
Yeah, it's true.
But anyways.
And then it's like, which one deserves it more?
Yeah, so like they kind of both just had the same thing, so it ended up a little awkward between them.
Well, see, the way I see it is like, and I don't know if this is intended, but from Williamson or anybody else, but I see it as just like slightly different, where it's like Tim Drake is naturally the best fit for Batman because he's such a good detective and because he has like kind of a similar backstory, but it's not quite as tragic as Bruce Wayne. And then Damian, and you know me, I'm not the biggest Damian fan, but I feel like for him, he's like kid of both worlds. If he's Batman, he can give up on the like horrible, violent League of Assassins side.
He could stop murdering people with a sword.
Yeah.
Just leave that behind.
And so, like, Tim Drake is the best fit, but Damian can like find his humanity. He can find his
inner peace.
Yeah, if he's bad. That's kind of the difference between them.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I think just, and I don't mean in this book specifically, I'm just talking about in their history.
Yeah.
I think that's just finding that line is sometimes difficult for people. And that's what's led to a lot of the downplaying of Tim Drake. But anyways.
Well, I mean, that's fine with me. It's funny because that 4th issue had my favorite stuff, and I thought Damian was really good in that. I don't like Damian usually. I wish that character never existed. But
I think at this point I've just kind of settled in. Like, he's here. I'm used to it at this point.
Same here.
I've accepted.
I have to kind of remind myself, like, no, you're supposed to harp on it, how much it sucks that Damian's even a thing.
I will not ever have that with Red Hood, but I have settled in that Damian is here to stay.
And then we handled Superman having a kid so much better, and then immediately screwed that up. It's really sad.
Well, thank God Tom King came in and said, you know what, if you need a worse one for the Trinity, here you go, and gave Wonder Woman a daughter.
Named Trinity.
Named Trinity.
Fantastic.
Who will now be the main character of that book in like 2 issues moving forward.
Well, that's a good way to get nobody to read your book.
There you go. Yeah.
Right?
Austin.
Yeah.
We got absolute to hold on.
Tell us a little bit about Ninja Turtles Godzilla #3.
Ninja Turtles #3 is the Ninja Turtles trying to stop Godzilla. and Bebop and Rocksteady are doing shenanigans, and April has to go find Mothra.
Yeah, yep.
Yep.
And that's the issue, yeah.
It's
The turtles jump out of a plane onto Godzilla's back, which is cool.
the art in that is still just dynamite, man.
Yeah, it looks really good. And
That's the
when we
best
got to
page.
the Bebop and Rocksteady stuff, I was like, oh, of course this is where this is going. How did I not think of this? Like, no, of course.
It seemed like there was a lot of fun Godzilla lore stuff that, once again, I'm just not super familiar with. But this is this is a really good example of perfectly melding two properties. Like, this does not feel to me, and I'll see if Austin agrees, because he's more of a Godzilla guy and I'm more of a Turtles guy, but this doesn't feel to me like it's too much of one over the other. It feels pretty balanced. Like, obviously the Turtles are your heroes, but and so Godzilla's not there as much, but, like, that's a Godzilla story. You've always got to have your human characters that are dealing with him, and that's the role that they're playing.
So, I'm going to disagree to a tiny extent, just in that I think this issue is way more Turtles focused, but I think the last issue had more Godzilla focus to it, so it kind of went, this issue is going to be a little bit more Godzilla, this issue is going to be a little bit more Turtles. And that's not to say there's no Godzilla stuff in this, because there is, but like this side's definitely more on the Turtle side, which is fine. Like, I'm not complaining. I think that's kind of needed for kind of the stuff that they're setting up and moving around. Well, but then I also get Jet Jaguar, which made me very happy.
Well, that was the big thing that made me feel like it was kind of pulling back to the Godzilla side a little bit. But we'll see what that balance is like in 4. Because I'm just talking about, like, for the whole series so far.
Overall, absolutely. It's very balanced. Yeah, that's why I'm saying, like, this one's more Turtles, but last issue was a little bit more Godzilla. So, like, you got that balance.
There is a thing I predicted when we reviewed the first issue that they're absolutely building toward that we're going to get next issue.
Is it? I can't remember exactly what you were predicting in the first issue. What was it again?
Giant Krang.
So
I said from
the
start we'll absolutely do that, and that
so
is...
I had that this issue, but I also think it's either going to be that or it's going to be Giant Super Shredder, and I think it could be that. It's going to be one or the other.
Well, or both. They play it at the end like they're both growing, like at the same time. So I think you'll get both.
Oh, I didn't. Maybe I just misread it, but I didn't realize that they were also growing. I thought it was just about Bebop and Rocksteady.
No, because Krang gets his hand on the device where it's not gonna hurt him the way him and Shredder the way it's hurting Bebop and Rocksteady. So they're clearly both gonna go through it.
Oh, okay.
And also, so Krang gets his hand on it. And he says, "Sorry, I got excited because this will ensure Saki and I don't go through the discomfort you punks did. Saki and I, they're both going to do it." And
okay,
then,
so yeah, we're going to get both.
And then Shredder says, "Perhaps you should have done this outside."
Yeah, and I thought that specifically was about Bebop and Rocksteady because he just like grew them.
No, that's about them because they're about to do it.
Okay,
I think that's how I read that, but we'll see. I could be wrong. And I don't know if it's going to be Krang in his giant bodysuit, but I would assume so, because I think we had that in the first issue.
Yes, we did.
I think he's in his little tiny robot chair in this first issue for some reason. He likes to go back and forth between them in 87, so I don't know.
I will say, though, him pulling out the Kaijudajin. Chef's kiss. That's beautiful.
That's beautiful. That is beautiful.
And I'm just excited that we've got so much Mondo Gecko because
exactly.
I've always been a big Mondo fan.
Yeah, that's true. He's palling around with April.
He goes to Japan and he immediately goes, "Do they have skate parks in Japan?"
We also learned that Casey Jones is racist. He just lands on this island and starts beating up natives.
No, that's not fair. They attacked him him first. They land and he goes.
See that. We the first thing that we see is him hitting one and going, "They attacked."
Do you think he's an unreliable narrator? I just believe
They
him.
attacked me first. Are you sure?
I just think
Casey?
it's funnier to imagine that he just sees a bunch of natives and just starts beating them up.
I've only got one more book that I read apart from what Austin and I did. It turns out, as I'm looking at this, so I'll go ahead and just talk about this for a second while we still have Austin on. Just because it'll just be sort of awkward if I drop you and then I go, hey, there's one more book.
Yeah, one more book.
Yeah, there's one more.
So I've got Ninja Turtles Battle Nexus. Speaking of turtle stuff, number 4. This has been a sort of weekly book. I think they skipped a week. That's kind of like in its way DCKO, but with turtles. And the way that I've talked about this a couple of times. I missed issue 3. The week it came out, and I've got that also. So I'll sort of talk about these together just real briefly. This has been a little disappointing to me just because I don't feel like it's been exactly as advertised. I just expected this to be a lot wackier and wilder and have a lot more characters from, like, variant characters from different Turtles dimensions. And it's been a little sparing on that. Like, more of this issue, finally, but there's not a lot of fighting. They kind of just stand around and talk about how to get out of a... what do you call it? Like a time purgatory that they're stuck in. And so you Turtles trapped with the 03 Leonardo and the and a weird 87 version of Raphael that is, maybe he comes from comics from like the what is that series called, the series that's based on the 87 cartoon from that period, but he is
the Saturday morning
no
was the Archie one.
Yeah, I'm talking about the original, but
the Falcalic.
But anyway, he is like always in silhouette.
Yeah, he's like the weird black costume.
Yes. I recognize that. I forget what exactly it is, but he's in there. And then they've got the flash forward version of Donatello, which is, I think that's what that is, which is weird because flash forward was just a future season of 03. So, like, it's still Donatello from the 03 series that Leonardo is from, but just a few seasons after that.
Later, yeah.
So, like, that's kind of awkward.
It's like Shattered Dimensions versus Edge of Time, where it's like, these 4 universes, and then you get to Edge of Time, and it's like, 2099 is just the future of the regular one.
Of this universe. Yeah, so that's kind of odd. Yeah. I just feel like if this series had gotten up front with what exactly it was earlier, I wouldn't be as disappointed with it, because the way it's been advertised and the covers and especially some of the variants and stuff, you'd think I've said this before, but you'd think it would be like Turtles Forever on steroids, and it hasn't been that grand. It's like each of the Turtles has had to fight somebody that is like real personal to them in some way. Sometimes it's from another dimension. Sometimes it even isn't. Issue 3 is just Raphael versus Alopex, and there's hardly any interdimensional stuff whatsoever. And it just feels like Tom Waltz having unfinished business with them as a romantic couple. So like because they dated at one point. So the two of them fight for a bit. And then, like, they're real mad at each other, and it's like a lover's quarrel kind of thing. And then at the end of it, they just start, like, laughing, and then they kind of become friends again. And then the big bad guy is like, no, that's not how that's supposed to work out. He's really mad at them, and then that's really all that happens. And then the fourth issue is Donatello versus Metalhead, because Metalhead's very personal to him, because when he died in IDW, he transplanted his consciousness into Metalhead, but the Metalhead he's fighting is the 2012 cartoon Metalhead, and I don't really know why that is. I don't know why Raphael's fighting a IDW Alopex, but he's fighting a 2012 The whole thing feels really arbitrary to me. And then
what's part of that romance thing? Like you said, the Alopex thing, like they used to date, and then Donatello does machines.
Good one.
Well played, sir. Well played.
That was great. Maybe he'll really stick the landing with this in 5, and I'll ultimately appreciate the whole thing a little bit more than I am now. But it's kind of sad that like we finally got Waltz back doing something that's in regular continuity. He hasn't done that in a couple of years. There was a big event he did with Rat King and the Pantheon and all of that I missed. I might go back and read that at some point. But it's the stuff that I've been kind of least interested in with him. I don't really care for IDW Rat King, and I wasn't reading comics then anyway, so I didn't bother with it. But it's kind of sad that I'm finally kind of back into Turtle stuff, and I'm really liking a lot of what they're doing suddenly, or at least some of what they're doing. Like the Shredder and Casey Jones miniseries notwithstanding, but a lot of the crossover stuff's been really good. The regular series is suddenly really good again, and like Waltz has, I think, the weakest thing right now. It's kind of sad. There's some fun little bits here and there. Waltz is always a good dialogue writer. There's one bit that kind of I told Austin about this that kind of made me laugh, or maybe I sent it to Jason. I think I sent it to Austin.
You did, yeah.
Where there's a line about how because we still have the original black and white Shredder from the first issue in '84. And he's said to move like a mirage, and I'm like, I see what you did there. That was kind of fun.
And it moves like an IDW.
We also still have this turtle that for 3 issues now has been in prison with the turtles when they're not fighting. That is obviously a turtle that's in a cloak that's got a face in shadow that I've been pretty sure the entire time is Last Ronin. And when they finally reveal that, if it's Last Ronin, I'm going to roll my eyes so hard. Because I don't know why we're keeping that a secret. Like, the first thing you would expect Tom Waltz to do in this is to bring in Last Ronin.
Yeah.
So, like, that's fine. Bring him in. But if you really think you're going to surprise me 3 issues, that's ridiculous. Don't do that. Like, he should have taken his damn cloak off by now. That's so stupid. I really thought it was going to happen at the end of that issue, where, like, you turn the page and, oh my god, it's Last Ronin! And, like, if they do that, and especially if he does it over the page, I'm probably going to throw the comic book. Like...
Yeah.
You're just reading it going, take your damn cloak off.
I just, it's so obvious. Now, it might turn out to be somebody else. And if it is, and if he can somehow make that cool, then I'll rescind my complaint. But
it'll be Michael Bay, Michelangelo.
He's kind of bulky.
A bit, yeah.
But he's not that bulky. That would be so funny, though.
Michelangelo is the smallest of them, though.
You make us wait for 3 issues, and then he finally takes the cloak off, and it's no one's favorite Michelangelo.
Yeah, he's like, "Yo, guys, April O'Neil's so hot, dude."
I think that would be awesome. Anyway.
That reminds me, I forgot to mention the best line in the Godzilla one, which is when all the turtles are landing on Godzilla and they're looking for a spot because they need to all unite to like go into each other's heads. And Michelangelo goes, "Come on, fam, let's go down here."
No! I hate fam. I hate it.
I laughed out loud when I read that, and I was like, Cap's gonna love it when he gets to this part where Michelangelo
Dude, there are
calls
whole
him fam.
YouTube channels I stopped watching because the guy started saying fam. I can't have it. I can't deal with it.
But we say Geekvolution fam all the time. They're our ultimate humans.
Dude, I don't know if ultimate humans.
Ultimate humans.
I don't know if you know how close you are to the quota where I fire you because you said it too many times. You're getting closer.
Yeah.
There is a spawn clock that you don't know about.
It counts down every now and
Counts
then.
every time you use the word fam. Every time you use like
It's
Gen
not
Z
even
slang.
like it goes down by 1. It's like the spawn clock, where it's an arbitrary number. It goes down by every
Yeah, it's
time.
totally arbitrary, and like Spawn, you have no way to know how much you're expending every time you say it.
Yeah, exactly. I need like a stamp or something. Like how Spawn uses guns to not use up his powers. I need something so I can still get it out there, but without expending my powers.
I think you meant like a punch card, like the 10th one's free.
All right, I use my
Yeah, and they're just like a little sign I can hold up that says Geekvolution Fam.
Geekvolution fam.
I twinge every time.
Geekvolution, it's real 6'7" on God for real.
That was real skibbity, Chris.
That was real skippy. I apologize for being so chuggy.
I've never even heard that one.
You've
know
never
what that
heard that
means.
one? Oh, wow.
That sounds like some Batman Beyond or 2099 kind of lingo, kind of crap.
It sounds
It's
like a
real
2099 slur.
Real
That was shocking sway.
sway, which carried over to The Flash, too.
The Flash.
Yeah, the CW Flash show, when they brought in his daughter.
They did bring that in, didn't they?
Yeah.
No.
So you
I mean, as somebody who unironically goes around saying, like, slice and dicers and they don't shiv, I guess I can't say anything.
Yeah. You turned like a Frank Miller character.
Austin,
Like slice and dice chicken legs.
do you shiv?
You shift.
I have unironically said that at, like, family gatherings where I'm like, oh yeah, this person don't shiv.
This person don't shift. This person's balls nasty. And that's when you ruin Thanksgiving.
Exactly.
That
You
is
cut
the
the turkey,
only-
you're like, yeah, I'm a slice and dicer.
That is the only context where you could get away with saying that on this channel.
Exactly, yeah. It's a direct quote. I know this is a family show.
It's a fam show.
This is a
Fam
fam
show.
show.
All right.
And that's show without the W. You have to shorten that too.
Yeah. Have you seen? It was like the local KCK like fire department posted thing. And it's like, all right, fam, the weather's dropping and it's giving freezer section at Costco, but our crews have been grinding. It's like that.
I
is
did not
the-
see
Oh,
that.
no.
Yeah, the
But
KCK fire department.
But I would have walked in there and asked them to take it down.
just let my house burn down. I'm sorry.
Now I'll rewrite it for you. But
Yeah.
we can't have that. Austin, we're gonna get going. We're already past 2 hours.
Yeah.
And we've gotta get the cover of the week and everything.
Got quite a bit more to go, yeah. No, I'll talk to you guys later.
And I
See
actually
ya.
brought books myself too.
Oh,
so-
jeez, that's
sorry
true. We gotta
about
do that too.
I'll power through those.
All right, we'll see you later,
hell
Austin. Thanks,
All right,
buddy.
see ya.
Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Oh, he's gone. And he's
He's
gone.
I'll miss him.
Okay, real quick. Here's the
Yeah.
other stuff I bought last week that I've not read. I did go ahead and get that Spawn cover because I loved it and it was speaking to me. And everybody's probably gonna be like, "Why on earth did you buy that?" I don't know. It's lovely. I had to have it. It's very pretty.
It's a very, very good Spawn cover. There's a lot of Spawn.
I know, well, and I know we've all sort of seen this cover before.
Yeah.
But it's the
classic.
lighting effects and the coloring. I don't know. It's pretty. I
Good
love
coloring
it.
can take a cover a long way.
This is Spawn 372. I did thumb through it, and we're doing a weird thing with bringing Malbolgia to Earth, but like normal person sized.
Huh.
And I am kind of curious about it.
Yeah.
I may read some of this, and it's got I don't know. It was kind of a fun. I haven't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
But what I looked at, I just thumbed through it. Kind of a fun check in on where the status quo is with that. Because they've got Cagliostro like running hell now.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's kind of, or at least running the part of it that
Malbolgia was in
Malbolgia
charge
had,
of,
I think. Yeah. And then Batgirl 16, I've not read yet. This arc has been just okay, but we're gonna have a jumping on point in 17 where she's finally back to Gotham. So we'll see what that's like. I bought a back issue that I found at the shop of Ninja Turtles Saturday Morning Adventures 13, which I'm slowly picking up as I'm finding it.
Yeah.
I don't have that on my pull right now, but I've liked the bits of it I've read, and so
Yeah.
occasionally I'll buy a cover of or an issue of this. And I went ahead and bought this because it looks like what Battle Nexus is purporting to be,
Yeah.
and so I had to have that. Because I just think it's funny that like a year or two before Battle Nexus, this happened. And then I got last year's Energon Universe special with Quintessons and things on it, and some G.I. Joe, and apparently a piano. I don't know what's happening, but I was curious about that. So some half cover books.
Yeah.
And then I got this for $5. This is the Legacy numbering Venom 200, which is Venom 35 from a couple of years back. It's kind of a cool Carnage cover.
Yeah.
So I grabbed that. And that was everything I bought last week. What do you have to show us, sir?
A couple things. First of all, I haven't read these yet, but based on your recommendation, I picked up both Psylocke Ninja.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And Iron Man.
Half decent Marvel happening
Decent
right
Marvel,
now.
yeah, I had to see. And, like, I've always been kind of a sucker for Iron Man, too, so I figured you could jump out on point. Another thing I bought, so when I was up in Las Vegas, which is where I was and where I got sick.
I think I say which is in Nevada.
Which is in Nevada.
Yes, I think we all know that.
Yeah. So, but my lovely partner, girlfriend Jen, did a thing. She comes up to me and goes, "Do you trust me?" And I was like, "Oh, yes." Great. Hands me a list of 3 addresses and just goes, "Don't look them up, just drive." And they were all local comic shops. The first one was a place called Cemetery Pulp.
That's a cool name.
Which, yeah, super cool place. Like, probably one of the coolest comic shops I've ever been to.
Wow.
Because not only did they have books, they had bones. You could buy, like, a cow skull there.
Oh,
they had
weird.
a vampire hunting kit.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it was, like, a really just super cool place. Got a few books there. When, another place was called Alternate Reality Comics, which the guy there was wearing...
It sounds like the first place is in an alternate reality.
Yeah,
they think you need a vampire hunting kit.
Yeah, it's Las Vegas. If you're going to need it anywhere other than maybe New Orleans.
That's where the vampires are.
Exactly. But yeah, a place called Alternate Reality had been there for like 30 years. We went up to this guy who was wearing a shirt, like a button-down shirt with like cats and pyramids on it. And we were like, "Hey, we like your shirt." Turns out that was the owner.
Yeah.
And he was just a really just like super nice, super soft-spoken guy who goes, "Thanks. I think I'm just desperate for attention." Just super quiet, like super shy, like for a guy who says he's desperate for attention, it's like this guy doesn't want anyone talking to him. But yeah. And the third place I can't remember the name of, but it's basically kind of like a more vintage stocky place.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the books I picked up there was a book about witch hunting nuns in lingerie.
Okay. They didn't have a witch hunting kit?
They didn't have a witch hunting game, really. Marion Heretic. What's Marion Barium? It's the mayor of Washington. Marion Heretic, which is kind of a cool... It's a book if you have Catholic guilt.
Oh.
Because it's about a witch hunter who, like, at one point gets just chewed out by, like, the clergy. And it's like, you are injured. Do not pat yourself. It is our job to bless you with healing. Really, let me just find some of the art here. Really interesting art. Really kind of, trying to think.
It's
like,
pretty manga inspired.
Yeah, very manga inspired. The plot even kind of reminds me of like Witch Hunter Robin, something like that too. This is a creator-owned book by Teenie Howard, who some of her stuff like I liked her Thanos book at Marvel. I liked her when she did Hack Slash. I've heard, I've read a little bit of her X-Men stuff. I know that can kind of vary wildly a little bit in quality. But I'm at least kind of interested in just style-wise, too. And like I said, I went to Catholic school.
That looks a lot like Netflix Castlevania.
A little bit, actually, yeah. Another book I got. Let me put this back in the bag and board here. Another book I got was The Autumn Kingdom by Colin Bunn and Christopher Mitten.
I haven't even heard about that.
Which is kind of interesting too, because it plays into a lot of like Celtic fae folklore, stuff like that too, because basically the characters are named basically summer and winter, and they're going to fight the Autumn Queen. And it's kind of interesting too.
That sounds very Bunn.
The one thing too about this book is I really like the character designs. I really like the monster designs, but it follows another series too. So reading it, you get what's going on, but you can also tell that there's like a mountain of lore that you can catch up on.
Sure.
Because you don't know why they're looking for their father. You don't know why he's in like this. So
you feel a little left out.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you kind of get the gist of it, but you don't know why he's in like this blood dimension too.
Oh, crazy.
So yeah.
That art looks nice though.
It's really great art. But the big book I want to talk about right now is a book I've been really enjoying. I got issue 2 of Wrestle Heist.
Yeah, you brought this up before.
I do want to read you because, again, I'm not sure what more to say about this too. That it's a book about wrestlers pulling a heist of their promoter, and like every wrestler's been screwed over, and there's a lot of characters who are kind of at least evocative of actual pro wrestlers. Like one of the main characters is basically Papa Shango, if anyone knows who that is. Kind of an Undertaker type, but I mean, the art style is very cartoony, but it's Kyle Starks who I know Austin's talked about reading some of his horror books too, so it can get a little there is a part where like a guy gets his head cut open with a halogen light tube. So I do want to read to you some of the just go through some of the character names for this. Like one of the big villains in it is named the Alpha Male Guy Grudges. You have also Buster Chops, the Manatee, the Secretary Terry Secra, the Fart Collector, and
that's
Gerb.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, and Gerb. There's also a character named No Consent Tony Roderick, and the description is, "We do not talk about No Consent Tony Roderick."
That's funny.
But yeah, it's a fun book too, and
it honestly looks very webcomic-y.
It is kind of webcomic-y too, but it's one of those where I'm not sure if you're. It kind of depends, because if you're not like a big pro wrestling fan, you may or may not like this. It just depends how you feel about giant baby luchadors, because there is a subplot about why one of the wrestlers wants to help with the heist too, is because he was this big superstar down in Mexico. He was Ocho Bolo, the 8-ball. But as soon as he comes up to America, the promoter makes Baby Fuente the wrestling baby. So
there's some kind of clear satire happening.
A lot of clear satire, a lot of, and again too, like they love satire, but also some of it too is just so absurd that I think regardless of your familiarity with pro wrestling, there's some stuff you can kind of latch onto. And they did the same thing too, where in the back they have actual like other comic creators who they interview about their favorite pro wrestlers, and this one the tag teams too. So they have like Brian Azzarello, Chris Condon, Jim Rugg, and folks like that too, just talked about.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so I mean that is really kind of nice. Jay Gonzo, Michael Kingston have both done wrestling comics. Box Brown did Andre the Giant biography. That's super good.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, so. But yeah, because I still love the fact they have a character named the Secretary Terry Sekra. So, anyway, that's what I got.
All right, cool. Well, folks, we're going to get to our cover of the week here in a minute. Let's go ahead and take a 3 or 4 minute break. And because we still got quite a bit to do, and the show's running a little late tonight, so we're going to go ahead and take a quick break. And we will be right back. So don't nobody go nowhere.
Don't touch that dial.
And we're back. Okay, Chris, are you ready to talk about our cover for the week?
I'm ready.
Our cover for this week is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 or 4. I forget. It's Bendis' Guardians from 2013.
Which was like right before the movie, wasn't it?
Yeah, because the movie came out in 14.
Yeah.
And you could tell that they were really building toward that. Where they were trying to get people familiar with these characters that hadn't read them before. And it's interesting the ways in which it's like that movie and isn't like that movie.
Right.
I went into that film fully expecting Rocket to run around saying "Blam murdered you."
Yeah.
Because that was so big in the comics.
Right.
And then we didn't get that. I was buying this as it was coming out for really that expressed reason. The thing that they were kind of selling it on, which is, like, I've heard of the Guardians. I know a couple of these characters from different things. I'd never read the Abnett Lanning run. I've reviewed that subsequently, but I had not looked at it back then. I owned, for some reason, the full run, and I still have it, of the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know how I ran into that. Why? I'm sure I bought it out in a collection.
Yeah.
I don't really know why I kept it, I guess it just looked sort of interesting.
Yeah.
Super wordy and kind of a slog, honestly. It's not great. It's kind of hard to look at.
Yeah.
But an interesting, piece of history and snapshot in
Yeah.
time. But this stuff is really what primed me for that movie, and I've talked about this before, but like I lost interest pretty quick because it was wrapped up too much in events that were happening then, and because it was unfocused and. For a book that seemed like the point of it was to get people acclimated to the Guardians characters.
It's mostly about Iron Man.
Boy, was it interested in everybody else.
Yeah.
It brought in Iron Man. Issue 5 introduces Marvel Angela.
Yeah. Kitty Pryde was there at some point.
Oh yeah, I forgot about. Well, and that's because Bendis was doing the X books at the time.
Yeah.
And so he, as he is always want to do, would blend his books together and bring people in and out. And he got kind of self-indulgent about that kind of stuff. So if he's working on, even if he's not, I should say, I was going to say, if he's working on a Jessica Jones book, you can be damn sure she's going to show up in whatever other books he's doing.
Yeah.
She's probably going to show up anyway.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it's his creation and it's Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
But yes, he did a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, I know, like, Spider-Woman was his thing for a while, too. Like, I think Jessica Jones was originally supposed to be Jessica Drew. If I know my Bendis lore.
I think she comes up in this.
Yeah, I think so, actually.
I think Iron Man mentions her. Yeah, he gets self-indulgent about that stuff.
He's got his favorites.
Doesn't he say something about, like, he gets captured, and he's like, I can hook you up with Spider-Woman if you let me go?
Yes, he does say that,
I was like,
too.
that's kind of messed up. But all right.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't know a whole lot about the Guardians when they announced the movie, but I had a friend who was really into them who was just like, there's a new series, you gotta check it out. It's gonna be amazing. The movie's gonna be amazing. And then, I had like the first couple of issues of this too. And by like the first couple, I mean probably like the first two, because I haven't read this particular issue. But
yeah, I forget how far I went with it.
Yeah.
Before I lost interest and dropped it. I definitely didn't buy the whole run.
Yeah. I just remember that I knew other people who were excited about the Guardians, and it was a property that I knew of, that I was vaguely familiar with, but I couldn't really tell you much else specifically about it too.
Yeah.
And then then the movie comes out. So Dad's like, "Oh yeah, I get these. I know them all intimately well, even if they're different than a lot of their comic interpretation."
Well, it was surreal to see Guardians sold at that point as like a big A-list book because they were again trying to hype up the movie.
Yeah.
And then the movie turns it into an A-list property, and then all of a sudden this doesn't feel as funky.
Yeah.
But it's like, I mean, this goes without saying, but comic fans, I thought it was cool but crazy. They were going to try to like sell something like Groot as a mainstream A-list character. And so you're looking at that character in this book, and you're like, how is that even going to work? And then they put it out, and it ends up totally working.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, like I said, similarities and differences. Like Gamora, and in the comics in general, but definitely in this, is a way more stoic sort of character.
Yeah. Oh, even like Star-Lord too. Like even though
conniving.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, what were you going to say? I didn't mean to interrupt.
Well, no, I was just going to say the same thing too. How even he comes across as a lot more serious of a character than what he would be in the Gunn movies too.
A lot more proactive.
And he even like at the end of this book gets one over his own father, who isn't Ego the Living Planet.
Well, that was a thing that I was really curious to see how they would adapt. When we found out that it wasn't going to be Jason in the sequel, I was like, a little bit disappointed at first, just because I actually knew something about Peter Quill's parentage, and his relationship with his father was kind of interesting, and the thing with Ego is kind of a cooler idea, and is quirky and wacky and much more James Gunn. Like it's interesting the ways in which this book is wacky.
Yeah.
And the ways it's less wacky than the movies.
Right. And it's funny though, because the one big thing too is they don't really show up till the end. That the first half of the book is about them. There's characters talking about them. And there's that bit where they're going through like, oh, this is the raccoon's weapons.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you just for some reason picked this up, you're kind of building to like what are they even like and what do they look like?
Yeah.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And of course, Bendis issues almost never read well by themselves. Like
Yeah.
it's always a short chapter of a larger whole, and it's pretty decompressed. A little more action, a little bit more going on in this than in a typical Bendis issue.
Yes,
I feel like
yes.
he does a much better job here than in some other things of like creating a comic book.
Yeah.
There is more of a feeling of beginning, middle, and end than I usually get with Bendis. Which
Right.
the Ultimate Spider-Man, this is not.
Yes.
So that's kind of nice.
Well, even like his X-Men book, like the last time we read like a Bendis book on here, the only action scene was a character.
Same period.
Yeah. It was a character like banging their head on their keyboard when they're frustrated.
Yeah, the infamous Iceman issue.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, I mean, at least this one actually had like that big action sequence towards the end when they break out, when they escape.
Oh, I gotta love that kind of money shot panel at the top
That's
here.
great, yeah.
That's great.
So yeah, and again at the end where you have Star-Lord, basically calling out his own father over space TV.
Yeah, and like he's gonna like the Spartax politics are interesting enough.
Yeah.
And yeah, you get to the end of this, and I was gonna say he kind of ruins, maybe or helps ruin his father's reputation, and is gonna mess up like alliances and things.
Yeah.
But also, he's doing that to himself.
Yeah.
Like he's doing that just fine all by himself. When he's in that conference call with the rest of the kind of council that he's working with, and they're all well, he's acting like he's king of us.
Yeah. Exactly.
As well as Spartax, like we're not gonna put up with this very much longer.
No.
So he doesn't really need Star-Lord's help,
Right.
to screw him up.
Yeah.
He's acting like he's king of the universe.
Yeah.
And
What's the one?
The big catalyst with this is he tells all of the his people, Spartaxians, whatever you call them, that they have to stay away from Earth, and Peter Quill doesn't listen to him and goes there.
Yeah.
And he goes there for the right reasons. He's trying to help people.
Yeah.
And so, like you said, he goes on kind of space news at the end.
Yeah.
And dresses his father down and is like, well, nobody should listen to and trust my father if he's going to stop you from doing the right thing, is kind of the idea. But I like how Peter Quill isn't portrayed as a straight up altruistic hero in this. He's using that as a play.
Yeah.
At the end of this.
Yeah. Well, I know he was basically like his early appearances, like just Han Solo. Like
Yeah, and
Han
you
Solo.
and you still absolutely have a whiff of that.
Yeah, you have like that little bit of DNA left too. The one thing I did like about this book is that when you do have the council stuff, you get a sense of like how big the Marvel universe actually is, because you have the Kree, you have the Shi'ar, again, like the Shi'ar Gladiator is there too. You have a lot of these characters that are
character from the original Guardians.
Yeah. So yeah, you have like these characters who are from like different properties across like the same universe coming together. You do kind of get an idea of like world building. You get that idea of just how much of a universe this actually is too, which
that's a great point.
Yeah, I mean that's one thing too that when I did read this when it was coming out, that really it felt important. It felt epic. It felt like, okay, this is something that's bringing all these different corners of the Marvel universe together.
And it felt like we were touching on bits of the universal and cosmic stuff that maybe we hadn't messed with in a little while.
Yeah, exactly too.
And that was good. Stuff that very often only gets touched on in X-Men.
Yeah.
When we do the space stuff in X-Men.
Yeah, because you don't see the Shi'ar outside of X-Men very often.
No. And there's only a couple places to do it, right? In like regular, in things that typically get ongoings, right? Like big events, you'll get big space cosmic stuff in Marvel.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's Guardians when there's a Guardians book.
Yeah.
It's Silver Surfer when there's a Silver Surfer book.
Yeah.
Maybe Fantastic Four if you're lucky. That tends to be a lot more space-based.
Right.
I'm sorry, a lot more Earth-based.
Yeah. And I think even with a lot of the recent books, too, like, they've gone back to doing more Earth-based stuff. Just with, like, a lot of what Ryan North's doing. Although there are, like, Doctor Doom dinosaurs, too, so...
Well, and something else that was kind of surprising about this, going back to it, is remembering that Bendis has any chops for space stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think of him, of course, as a lot more of a street-level guy.
Yes.
And he's not good, typically, at, like, traditional comic book villains.
Yeah.
So... It's interesting that he's a little bit better at this, like, galactic politics stuff, where his villain isn't a straight-up villain, and so it actually works better.
Yeah.
In the same way as his best villains in street-level comics, tend to be more like mob bosses and stuff.
Yeah.
He's not real good at costume villains.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's what the Hood was, basically. Just a guy who figured out he could, like, turn invisible and...
Yeah, but, like, Bendis' Kingpin is really good.
Yeah.
Like, he knows how to write that kind of stuff.
And, like, I think a lot of people forget, too, that before he was doing, like, Ultimate Spider-Man, he was doing, like, Powers and the True Crime Torso book about the Torso murders in Cleveland.
Well, yeah, I mean, and I know I bring this up all the time, but, like, remember, Bendis pretty much gets his start in comics with Sam and Twitch.
Yeah.
Another Spawn side title.
Yeah.
And so he starts in crime stuff.
Right.
And street level, mystery, crime, detective, police. Yeah. And he's, like, somewhat versatile.
Yeah.
But he's got kind of a wheelhouse he's best at, so it's interesting that this reads as well as it does.
Yeah.
And like I said, this book meanders a lot, and it ultimately doesn't stay great. Like, I think it hits its top toward the beginning.
Yeah.
That's a really good issue, though.
Yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed this, too, and I know Bendis is also a writer with quirks, and I know decompression, his dialogue, too. And even though there was some of that here, it wasn't overpowering. I mean,
overall, it wasn't. Yeah. I didn't mean the Spider-Woman reference.
Yeah.
Like, there's bits here and there where I'm like, you could have streamlined some of this dialogue.
Yeah, what was the one line about how they asked...
He needs to be edited more heavily more often. I've always thought that.
What was the line? Like, they asked Iron Man if there's anything he wanted to declare. He just goes, roller skates.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
But it was kind of fun to see a Tony Stark that can't get an armor that's just handling a space gun.
Oh, yeah.
And just run around with a space gun.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of fun. And I also like that he doesn't overpower the book.
Yeah.
Like, he ends up just kind of being part of the team.
Yeah.
That was the thing I remembered about this run where it's...
weirdly, like, Tony Stark focused in some ways, too. Like, at least the first arc.
Yeah, but he does start to recede in the background a little bit.
Yeah.
Which I think is good.
I wonder if that was on purpose, too. That was like, hey, we're trying to... You know who this guy is. Let him be your guide.
Well, and is it calculated maybe even a little bit cynical where it's like, we're trying to get people that maybe even aren't big comic readers to know what the Guardians are?
Yeah.
So it's going to be Tony Stark because that's the one major movie character
you saw
everybody
the movie.
knows.
You know who else has a movie.
Yeah. I didn't even think of that. I bet that's part of it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's time now for phone shaking, and we're going to see what our cover of the week is for next week. Chris, are you excited?
I'm excited.
Chris, I am 15 comics away now from an even 11,000.
That will be next week.
And I'll probably have it next week. Yeah, because tomorrow I'm going to have to buy 8 or 10 books.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just go to the dollar bins and spend $5 more so I can be right at 11,000.
Yeah. Just go up to the shop and be like, look, 5 books. Find me 5 books.
Josh says Sam and Twitch reads lovely on its own outside of Spawn. It's fantastic. It really is. Go back and look at the... Even if you don't like Spawn, but especially if you have liked street level Bendis stuff, you gotta read that that first Sam and Twitch run. It's great, and it's also just really interesting to see him writing that early.
Yeah.
And how much he's already got figured out. Okay, we're gonna let Chris do the honors again. Oh, I already shook it on accident.
All right. I didn't see what he showed.
And that's sad, because if I got it, we would have gotten to read some Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, nice. Red Hood and the Outlaws, Volume 2.
What? Why do I even own this? I must have bought this because it had Kryptonian language on the front of it. I'm not... So yeah, it occurs to me that the beginning of Rebirth, there was a Red Hood arc, or not even beginning. This is issue 14, but
wow.
there was an arc that for some reason I felt the need to read.
Yeah.
So this is Bizarro Reborn. The nice thing is it's a part 1, so it is the beginning of a story. This is kind of ridiculous that this is what we're doing, but I'm gonna allow it.
Yes.
Chris.
Look, it's a good Bizarros. I mean, well, I'm not sure.
And also, I don't even remember what happens in this at all. I don't remember buying this. I remember there was some Red Hood that for some reason I bought during Rebirth. I don't remember why or what's in it, and this cover does not ring any bells at all.
You wake up, it's just in your hand. Like, what am I reading?
So I'm gonna pull this up so that everybody can see what it is.
I mean, if nothing else, like, I enjoy a good Bizarro story.
Yeah, well, and right around the same time, Bizarro had a miniseries.
Oh, I forgot about that, too.
Because they were doing that with some villains right then.
Yeah.
Bizarro had one, and I forget who. I bought 2 or 3 of them.
I know at, like, New 52 time, they had, like, one-shots in each of the lines for villains, too.
Yeah.
Like, there was a Joker book, there's
Well, those were weird because those were titled from the main books, but then they were like .1s.
Yeah.
And so it was really goofy. But no, they started doing these miniseries. You remember, I mentioned this last time, Simon Kurnansky's Penguin.
Yes, yes.
That was one. And then that's a tradition that they've continued. Like, they still occasionally will come back and do one.
Yeah.
Because we did that.
I know we talked a little bit about that with Two-Face, too.
Or Two-Face, that's what I was going to say. It's in that tradition.
Yeah.
That feels almost like a line that they just never named.
Right.
To me. Nicholas Bodo, Sam and Twitch was some of the most acclaimed stuff on Spawn Year, and to be fair, the bar was low. So to reach that, I probably enjoyed it even a lot more than I would have if I hadn't been in the middle of just incomprehensible nonsense.
Yeah. It's like something that's good, that's coherent. Thank you.
Outside of a few early issues of the main book, written by people like Morrison and Alan Moore and stuff, the best stuff in Spawn Year of like actual story quality were the Sam and Twitch book.
Right.
I'll just throw this out there for anybody that's curious to go back to old Spawn stuff and see, and that's actually good.
Yeah.
A lot of it is either not in main continuity or doesn't have that much to do with Spawn himself. Yeah. But it's Sam and Twitch. It's I can't remember the name of it. It's not Spawn the animation. What is that? There's like a Saturday morning cartoon-esque Spawn miniseries. It's really good. Spawn the manga is really good. And I just bought that collected again.
Oh, nice.
Recently, I rebought that. And then season 2 and 3 is good too, but especially seasons 1 and 3 of the animated series.
Yeah.
2 is boring. It's kind of a slog. 3 gets great. And then the series gets canceled. It's really sad. But all the Angel stuff they do in 3 is really cool. But that's a lot of the best stuff there. Oh, and also it meanders a bit. It's kind of Bendis decompressed, but the Spawn the Dark Ages is actually pretty good. Covenant is a neat character.
Yeah.
So anyway, there's some Spawn stuff for you. Yeah, Nicholas Boat. I'm talking about Spawn the animated series with season 1 and 3, but there's a comic series that reimagines Spawn as a Saturday morning cartoon show, and I cannot remember what that's called. I rebought that recently also in trade. It got a good, I can't remember if it was a hardcover or it was a paperback, but it got a good single volume thing.
I'll have to check that out too.
The figures for that are boss. Oh yeah, you'd love it. It's really fun. I'll show that to you later.
Yeah.
Right now, we're going to go to our last segment and last call for Super Chats if anybody wants to pick the thing we review for next time. I don't think we have anything else on the back burner, so we may be stuck, finally, with Eddie Brock Carnage.
Eddie Brock Carnage, here we go.
Are you excited, Chris?
Please save us, please. Help. Don't let us do this to ourselves.
We did have a super chatter last week that won the show but didn't ask for anything.
Right.
And I forget who that was. Let me find it. If he's here tonight, he can request something.
Yeah.
Without more super chat.
Yeah.
And we will do it.
Offers on the table right here.
Yes. But I don't know if I can pull his name up quick enough.
Somewhere.
Because I just can't remember who it was, but yeah. I've got it written down here somewhere. Anyway, well, I can't find it. Now, Curse of the Spawn is some of the worst Spawn stuff, Nicholas Bodo. Stay far, far away. There are one or two arcs that are okay.
Yeah.
A lot of that, if memory serves, and I could have some of my wires crossed, it's been 10 years, or it's been more than 10 years.
Oh, wow, yeah.
But a lot of that stuff is written by Alan McElroy. Who is an awful writer, and Alan McElroy, I've not read very much that I liked from him.
Yeah.
Alan McElroy wrote the Spawn movie, and he wrote a bunch of awful. So Curse of the Spawn is so bad that I had a lot of viewers, not an insignificant number of viewers, that dropped off the show and waited for me to stop reviewing Curse of the Spawn. It was so bad they couldn't handle my synopses of it.
That's bad too, when they can't even have like vicarious enjoyment too.
So imagine then, and I have mentioned this elsewhere, but I don't know if you know about it.
Yeah.
Imagine then my simultaneous shock and then suddenly not that much surprise when I saw Alan McElroy's name as one of the producers and one of the head writers of Picard Season 1.
Oh, wow.
And that explains everything. And so, crappy New Trek has a Spawn connection, and that's perfect. Like, all you need to know about how bad most of New Trek is that there's a Spawn writer in there.
There you go.
That's all you need to know.
Sells it, too.
Isn't that fantastic?
Oh, that explains why Picard Season 1 ends with the Mass Effect day.
Oh.
I haven't seen
all
of I've only seen bits and pieces of Picard.
Don't waste your time with it. But yeah, with Curse of the Swan, though, shout out to Suture. That is a neat character.
Yeah.
But she's neat. But other than that, okay, I'm flashbacking. I'm having PTSD again. You guys gotta quit doing that to me. I will say, I've been kind of in the mood to go back to some Spawn.
Right.
And like a lot of it is terrible, but like I have kind of a nostalgia for some of it with Spawn here. And if I'm not reviewing it, it's easier, and I can skim stuff. And
when
there's art I miss. I don't know.
Yeah.
And I bought those massive trades.
Yeah.
And the last couple go past things I've read, so I kind of want to go back and look at some of that and see what insanity happened and see what the kind of soft reboot was.
Yeah. So, when you're not doing it every day and when you get away from the mountain...
And I don't have to analyze the damn thing.
You could just take it. It could just exist.
Exactly. So anyway, let's finally move on to our review for tonight. As always, we'll try not to spend too much time on this and let you take a look at it on your own. But tonight, we're taking a look at Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter. Try it again.
Yeah.
Where the hell is it? Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighter. There it is.
Yeah.
So this was published in 2023. This was requested by, I believe, 590 ERS. I forgot to write that down, so apologies. If it was somebody else, let me know.
Our robot friend,
590 ERS. But it was the guy who originally requested a Resident Evil book that I wasn't able to get my hands on, and so I asked him for something else, and he kindly obliged and picked this instead. So another video game related tie-in thing. Austin and I have actually reviewed a little bit of Street Fighter. We did the first arc of the main book from, I don't know, early 2000s, maybe it was into the 90s, I can't remember. And this is actually tonally and just the way the characters talk and stuff, really related to that stuff, if you've ever read that. And also, for better or worse, the art is more in line with that than it is with IDW Ninja Turtles.
Right. I do know, too, there was that one Street Fighter series that, like, Malibu put out in the early 90s, like right when the games were coming out, that lasted 3 issues, and like the last issue had an apology at the end where like some of the characters' names were misspelled.
Oh, I think it was S.S. Jerry actually, who just popped in, but I think he asked for this.
Yeah.
It's funny he just showed up out of nowhere.
Another thing about this book too, it's written by Paul Allor, who unfortunately actually is just started a GoFundMe. He had some surgery and I guess had diabetes issues.
Goodness.
So so he was asking for money to help with the complications from that too. So, but he's done like a lot of, outside of that too, I know he's done like a lot of, I want to say Ninja Turtle stuff, a lot of licensed stuff. He also wrote a book called Hollow Heart, which was about a space mechanic falling in love with a like giant cyborg creature, where it's like, oh yeah, let me go, where like they fall in love while he's repairing the machine's like intestines. That was how I first learned about Paul Allor, and now
I didn't know who that was. I don't know that I've read anything from him.
As I know that, and unfortunately recently he's had some health issues too, but
it's sad.
So going in, that was my frame of reference.
Do you know Ariel Medel? That's not a name that I recognized either. I think this, just getting right into this. I think the writing is superior to the art.
Yes.
I'll say that. And the art's not terrible, but it does remind me of some like earlier IDW stuff. When they kind of struggled to find great artists, and that sounds mean. But Turtles has had it floundered a little bit early on. Trying to find a great artist, and then we got Santaluco, and then like I'm not the biggest Freddie Williams fan, but a lot of people really like him. And somebody today left a comment when I announced we were doing this, saying it's too bad that Freddie Williams didn't draw this because it seems like he was kind of born for particularly this material. I think I kind of agree with that, although even though he's like not my favorite artist, but his art style is maybe pretty in tune for Street Fighter. This also could be another case of the more I'm looking at it, Chris, of like maybe I'm not liking the coloring.
The coloring is a little muddy too. The
as much as the drawing, but like it's hit and miss before it's bad. But I will say it is also really in line with the Street Fighter comics.
Yes. I mean the characters do have that kind of bulky design too, bulky modeling. I will say too,
there's good dynamic panel layouts and stuff.
It's real kinetic energy too. I will say that Freddie Williams actually, because I read the trade, and I read the trade just online on digital, and there were a number of like prints towards the back too. And Freddie Williams actually does have like a really cool print of like Ryu, and
is it like a variant cover or
just like a.
Or were they like pinups?
I think it was just pinups.
Oh, cool.
Just pinups for the back.
That's neat. Well, I'm glad he got to do something.
He had to do something. So he's connected somehow too.
Okay. That's neat. Like it seems like a thing. I wonder if they went to him and he was busy, because it seems like a thing they would have asked him to do.
Well, I mean,
like considering he did all the Batman stuff.
I mean he does crossovers all the time. That's basically his bread and butter too.
Power Rangers Godzilla.
Too. I think he did like a He-Man thing at one point.
And now he's got the main Turtles book. So anyway,
yeah.
why don't you set this up for a second and just tell us kind of the main beats of what happens with this.
You know,
it ain't the deepest story, of course. It's kind of what you would expect.
So the Ninja Turtles and the Street Fighter folks fight
in a tournament.
In a tournament, but then there's a bomb. Well, it's funny because there's a big bomb at the end. But what's funny too about this that I did kind of appreciate is how little exposition there was for how they ended up in the tournament. They're like, we wanted to go, so we hopped on a truck.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all you need. You're good. You're off.
So this is a series that does not take itself very seriously.
No, yeah.
It's kind of the antithesis, actually, to Ninja Turtles Godzilla.
Yeah.
Which is weird because that series, just to compare them for a second, is based more on the '87 cartoon.
Yeah.
And this is set squarely in IDW continuity.
Yeah.
Where the continuity is happening then, like, I wouldn't be surprised if this isn't referenced once or twice in the main book, because it feels like it's part of that.
Yeah.
And that would not be unprecedented, because I don't know if you know this, but because I don't know that you've read as much of this as I have, but the IDW Turtles, within the first couple of years, after they crossed over with Ghostbusters, they would reference that in the main book.
Nice.
It happened. It's part of the continuity.
It's part of the lore now, yeah.
But back to what I was talking about, the current Godzilla crossover, it's set in, or it's based on more silly Turtles material.
Yeah.
But the story itself is a little bit more, I don't even want to say character focused, but it takes itself like a little bit more seriously.
Yeah.
And yet this strikes this kind of interesting balance where the overall plot is very Saturday morning cartoon.
Yeah.
M. Bison has a really obvious thinly veiled kind of plot where he's pretending like he is doing a Cold War plot, where he's gonna hold the world hostage with nuclear weapons.
He's just gonna shoot off one bomb in the desert. That's it.
But
that's all
spoiler alert, he actually wants to do more than that.
Yeah.
But he pretends like he's just creating a nuclear deterrent so that he can rule the world, which, by the way, is a better plan than his actual plan.
Yeah.
And he should have just done that, I think.
I will say, when they actually said no, he's going to launch a nuke in the desert, it's not gonna blow anything up, I'm like,
that's not true.
That's not going to do
there's
that.
There's no chance that's what it actually is. But there's this interesting balance that struck here where I was a little surprised, and again, not the deepest, most sophisticated storytelling in the world. It ain't going to change hearts and minds or anything.
Right.
Raphael has a real character arc in this.
He does, yeah.
It's impressive that an actual story is told.
Exactly. The whole
beginning, middle to end. I really appreciated that.
Yeah. And the whole story being like, hey, Raphael, be less angry. You might be cruel, but you're kind of rude.
Well, we find a way in silly Street Fighter lore to get into, and there's nothing brand new here or anything.
Yeah.
But to get back into Raphael's kind of temper and his rage issues, and we kind of treat, I know I talk about this too much, but we kind of treat the psycho ability thing here. We're like, well, if you have enough rage in you, then you can bring out a psycho ability. Like in Street Fighter, and we kind of treat that like Supergirl and a Red Lantern ring.
Yes. And it's kind of interesting too because, again, it fits together. It's one of those where you have the silly Street Fighter, if you get angry enough, you can fire yourself like a torpedo. But when you have a character whose whole deal is that he's angry, you've got a character arc ready to go too.
Yeah.
And the fact that there's a bomb that's powered by that too. It's that's, you know what, that's all you need for comics.
Yeah.
Just a couple of things,
It's ridiculous in just the right way. I like that it leans into the ways that these two things would fit like a glove.
Yeah.
And it's not unprecedented. Like, before this comes out, there's an action figure line where you can, I don't know if you've seen that, where there were, like, 2 packs where you could get, like, Chun-Li versus Leonardo or somebody. I forget what it is. So, and we cross Street Fighter with everything in Extra Media.
Yeah.
But, like, Turtles had the like tournament fighter games.
Tournament Fighter, which was on like N60, not N64, NES, SNES,
Genesis, and they were all completely different.
Yeah,
which was neat. But Turtles was already looking at Street Fighter real hard in video games, and so it just makes sense to put these together. So, instead of spending a lot of time crossing the universes, they're just already in the same world. And there's no good reason, and I talk about this all the time with crossovers, where I generally prefer this. There are some properties that require an interdimensional crossover because you can't see how they could possibly occupy the same space.
Right.
But when you have things like Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles, there's no good reason that you have to walk through a portal. Those two things just make sense to exist in the same world. We did it that way in the movie with Batman and Ninja Turtles, but the comics felt the need to do the interdimensional crossover thing. Spawn and Batman, curiously, were just already in the same world. That one actually didn't make as much sense because you have a Gotham and a New York City.
Exactly.
Those probably needed the interdimensional cross. So it just depends on what it is. Like, you do something like Star Trek Green Lantern or Star Trek and really anything. But like Planet of the Apes, they're going to have to go through a portal. Like, there's no way around that. But I really like that these two properties just occupy the same space. There's no good reason not to do it that way.
Ninja Turtles are in the sewers, Street Fighter's in the streets,
And so we don't have to waste a ton of time with it. And it is really fun that it opens right in a tournament.
Yeah, opens with Guile getting punched in the face, too.
That full page spread, again, it doesn't look great, but some of this I like better than other bits of it. But as far as the art goes. But it establishes tone right away.
It does.
And immediately says you're getting what you came here for. Which is you want to see the Street Fighter, and we put verses in the title very deliberately. We want to see those characters get to fight. We're going to make a Street Fighter story in that they're in a tournament that is, of course, going to turn out to be run by the horrible, evil underground company.
Shadowloo, I do love the bit where it was Halo Soda and them realizing it. That was a little like, C for Catwoman.
Well, that leads to the best joke in the book, which is, why can't we just go to one nice tournament that's not run by this horrible, corrupt company? It's that line is really funny. And like I said, it's fun the way that it doesn't take itself too seriously, but also manages to tell a story at the same time. My biggest gripe with it probably is that so M. Bison is working with Baxter Stockman. And it's your classic uneasy alliance where one person is being played by the other and thinks that it should be more of a partnership than it is. It's very much the same thing that we're getting right now. This is nothing but crossovers with the current Power Rangers Ninja Turtle series with Zed and Shredder. It's very much that kind of relationship. Stockman is characterized precisely the way he is in IDW, where he is a pragmatist and he is always looking for the angle that's going to serve him the most. He doesn't care about anybody else. He'll throw anybody under the bus to get what he wants. And he's constantly manipulating people with reverse psychology. All of that's great. What bugs me, you probably know what I'm going to say, is that I'm supposed to buy that off panel, without us seeing it happen, M. Bison manages to kidnap the Shredder and has been holding him this entire time.
It is Psycho Bomb.
And the Shredder is used in this as a plot device. And he's just easily subdued by M. Bison, of all people. Who do you think is going to win in a fight between the Shredder and M. Bison?
At least there'd have to be a little bit more to it too. Like, if you
need to see it happen. You needed to open the book with it.
Exactly.
Or flash back to it pretty quickly early on. But the fact that he's just basically, I'm going to put it like this. And I hesitate saying this because I'm actually not a proponent of this idea, but for the joke, I'm gonna say it.
Right.
The Shredder got fridged. Okay?
He got
He got literally fridged, and it's hilarious.
Fridged, yep. It's funny too because again they use him as a plot device, and they use him as. Part of me does kind of like how you have all these fighters that are put in these pods. You have them powering this big weapon just by being so angry.
Yeah, but all the other fighters you can buy because they're just generic looking, and they look like they'd be easy to take off the board. And then, we have the Shredder. And it feels like that's there just so that we can have a big reveal at the end of an issue.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Because you've been wondering where he is. Where it's like, well, surely we're not going to go through 5 issues of this Ninja Turtle Street Fighter book, and the Shredder won't show up and fight someone.
Yeah.
Look, there's stuff I like about the Shredder. It's weird, because he feels menacing and scary enough, but that's lessened by the fact that he somehow was taken off the board that easily.
Yeah.
I like the red eyes constantly. Although it made me think for a minute that he was being like mind controlled or somehow had his like faculties taken from him. And then it turns out that's just how we draw him in this book. He's just like M. Bison has the blanked out white eyes. And Shredder's got scary glowing red eyes. And that's how he's going to be drawn.
I figured, too, that there was probably, like, some psycho powers going on, too, that he's been drained of, like, his energy, and he's got that energy pouring. So I figured that had something to do with it.
Oh, maybe so. Yeah.
Especially since towards the end when...
It's weird nobody comments on it, though.
So
it made me think it was just an aesthetic choice.
Just what it looks like,
Yeah.
And again, like towards the end too, where you have, some characters absorb the psycho powers too. Not to get too spoilery here.
For the beginning, I was initially kind of irritated that we were doing the typical formula of our 2 teams have to have some kind of contrived misunderstanding, fight for a few minutes, and then become friends after that. What I liked about it here is that it's, again, not taking itself too seriously. It's completely self-aware about that point. And, you don't always get a pass just because you bring it up. It worked for me here where, I can't remember which character says it, but somebody goes, is like making fun of the fact that it's all just a misunderstanding. It's like, this couldn't all just be a misunderstanding, could it? Who could have seen that coming? And I was like, at least we're aware of it. And I also thought that we pretty organically went from mistrust, and especially with like Raphael and Guile, and each of them assuming that the other must be
the corrupt, bribing the ref,
bribing the ref, even though it doesn't make any sense that Guile would do that. But even with the rest of both teams, going all the way through, I think it pretty organically flips us from enemies to friends. And not so early that I can't have verses in the title.
Exactly. And I do appreciate the fact that they do lean into the fact that Street Fighter is a tournament. So if you're going to have these characters fight, they've got a reason. And it is, you do have the misunderstanding part, but at least for me, it was kind of lessened by the fact that they are actively there to fight each other. And even if they don't get along, even if they do have issues later on, you have an organic reason for them to fight. You have like an actual established reason.
That's a good point. They're not fighting because it's a misunderstanding, but they're enemies outside of the ring. Initially, because of a misunderstanding. And then they have to work together to try to figure out what M. Bison is doing exactly. And then through the course of that, they pretty naturally develop a friendship. And it's a good dynamic.
As far as like the misunderstanding plot goes, it's been done worse. It's been done
absolutely.
So,
and like I said, most of these things have that.
Exactly, and you had like the romance between Chun-Li and Michelangelo. That
was awkward.
A little awkward romance there. That towards the end, at least, it's like, okay, she's they're getting along nicely. Like, you're a silly turtle.
Well, we always do this
Yeah.
with that kind of thing where we kind of tease it, and one of the turtles has to have kind of a crush on a human character.
Yeah.
And then we know we can't go through with it, so by the end of it, it's just, we're just friends. We really like each other. And I'm like, well, that was a waste of time. Why did we do that?
Exactly.
And it's weird because this writer is even making a pretty good case for getting the interspecies weirdness of it.
Yeah.
He's making a pretty good case for why they would be attracted to each other. Like, immediately, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
And then you have that whole dialogue later on about how they don't handle humor the same way at all.
Right.
But they both, like, get real serious when it counts.
Oh, yeah. Like, there's the one scene where... I forget who it was that...
Like, duty to family is kind of the big thing that ties them together.
It was like either Guile or Ryu that looked at Michael Edge like, you're silly. You're not anything like her. And then
that's that scene, yeah.
Yeah, and then as soon as he starts climbing up the
it
Ferris
clicks
wheel,
and he goes, oh,
yeah.
That's how you're like her.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, the character work is, I mean, for what this is, I mean, I think they've at least got a good feel for each of the characters, even though...
Yeah, sure.
I think Donatello sort of fades in the background a little bit,
kind of makes me want a Street Fighter series at IDW.
Yeah.
Donatello. Like with so many things, he's just there to do the science stuff.
Yeah. Every so often he'll say something like, wow, that was smart.
Chun-Li and Raphael on the cover for 3 really cracks me up.
Yeah.
Because I have maybe a theory as to why they're doing this, but M. Bison has kidnapped both of them and has them strapped down. And so we've got this cover where they're in ropes.
Yeah.
But then that's not the way he's got them. Right into the next issue, where they're in these like futuristic, like mechanical manacle things.
Yeah, they're
and I'm like,
we find out are magnetized actually towards the end.
Yeah, like I think we're doing this to make it look like a provocative classic bondage cover.
Yeah,
I think that's probably why we're doing that.
I could definitely see that too.
And so as soon as I saw that, I was like, that's kind of bold in 2023. Like, are they going to actually do that through the issue? Nope.
Nope.
No, they're not.
You got one page of cake there. This is for you, internet.
It's also interesting to me. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I just noticed that who's it? Thomas Lowe Asics there mentioned the Oprah interview.
Yeah.
Yep. We've all seen that clip. From the coming out of their
I used it in an old rewind too.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm sorry, I've lost my train of thought here. So I thought it was an odd choice at first.
Right.
That we're putting this, like I said earlier, squarely in the then current IDW continuity.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that Jenica was there, I was like, is that really how we're doing the Street Fighter crossover?
Yeah.
That we're gonna have the team with Jenica?
Yeah.
And she was everywhere at that point, and I was sick to death of her.
Yeah.
And I had already dropped off of the main book by then because it became just the Jenica show, and I did not care.
Right.
And I don't hate that character; like, she's okay.
Yeah.
But the whole thing seemed like really forced. Just to get a female character in there and like shake things up, where it was like, we've been dealing with the same characters all this time. Like, let's focus on something else.
Right.
And it didn't work, and a lot of people left the book.
Yeah.
And I kind of rolled my eyes for a second because I was like, we've got the status quo that I've not been the biggest fan of lately. That the new team is starting to turn me around on a little bit.
Yeah.
But this status quo of there's mutates everywhere and everybody's familiar with them now, and they've got like a tenement city in the middle of New York City.
Yeah.
Or like a little tenement town. It ends up being the best way to handle it in a weird way here to put it in that status quo.
Yeah.
Because how else can you publicly have the Turtles fight the characters from Street Fighter?
Yeah.
Like, that's why they do that.
Yeah.
Because now we don't have to deal with like who are the turtles, and let's pretend like they're just dudes in costumes.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that kind of thing. And and Jenica doesn't take over the book.
Yeah.
And actually, I'll even go as far as to say, she seems weirdly superfluous, and I almost wish they'd done like a tick more with her.
Yeah,
just because
exactly.
it feels like she's only there because, and I know I sound like I'm talking out of both sides of my face,
Right.
but for the sake of the story, like just this on its own, if she's there, let her do something.
Use her, yeah.
But she doesn't actually really get to do very much.
Yeah.
So I would have done one of two things. I would have given her a little more to do and just find that balance.
Yeah,
you can find that balance.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've paired Chun-Li off with Michelangelo, you can't do the, like, you've got the one girl on both teams thing, and let's compare them and let's see what they're like.
Yeah,
you can't really do that.
Right.
So you don't really have time for that. So, like, are you going to have her have a weird, almost awkward romance the other way with, like, with one of the dudes? Are you going to pair her and Ken up?
Yeah, exactly,
like,
yeah.
That would have been funny, actually.
Yeah,
like,
you know what?
That's what they should...
You do a sequel, you got this. That's
what they should have done.
Yeah.
You either do that or you find a way to write her out.
Yeah.
And you just say she didn't go on this trip. Right. She's not that interested in this fighting tournament. Yeah. She's got to stay back and help out in the mutate soup kitchen or whatever it is she's doing. You know, something like that.
Something like that too. Yeah. I mean, she does. You almost forget she's there. Like she pops in every so often. It's like, oh yeah,
that's right.
That's her. She's there. Cool. Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean,
I appreciate that she doesn't take over and bog the book down.
Right. But again, too, she fades in the background, almost like we're saying with Donatello. Too,
yeah. So. It's like, why is she there?
I know this is a crowded book, which basically you've got like 5 characters on each side.
Well, that's the other thing too. Is that's maybe part of why they did it.
Yeah.
Is just so that it's an even number.
Yeah. And also too, like, we don't even get a whole lot with like Ken and Ryu either. Like mostly it's Chun-Li and Guile. Like, I mean, you do. There
Ryu
parts
gets
of the story.
a little.
He does. Yeah.
We do kind of. Well, we get a little bit into his honor code.
Yeah, that's true.
And we kind of compare him and Leonardo in that way, where it's like he's a fighter, and he will fight people in this ring, you know, kind of just for fame and honor and money or whatever. But he has but he's principled about it.
Yeah. So, I mean, at least they kind of, because there are 8 billion Street Fighter characters, so at least they show that little bit of restraint, too. The one thing I was kind of surprised they didn't do, that they did a little bit, they did twice. I was kind of surprised there weren't, and I know this is going to make me sound like the biggest, worst internet fanboy, like Mr. Mephisto confirmed in Doctor Strange 2. But I was kind of surprised they didn't do more like little Easter eggy things. Like you had Pete the Pigeon and Rufus show up, and that's like the only ones too. Even like a lot of the fighters they rescue.
Yeah, it's like, why weren't those Street Fighter characters that you recognize?
Yeah.
And I don't know Street Fighter super well, so at first I was like, maybe some of them are.
Yeah.
And then I was like, they look weirdly generic.
Yeah,
I kind of doubt that they are. But yeah, even on the Ninja Turtle side, there's not that much of it. Do you think overall this reads real balanced, even just tonally? Like let's not say character count or whatever, but totally, does this feel more like one or the other, or do you think it's kind of 50-50?
I think it kind of feels 50-50. I think they do, like, all things considered, they actually balance it pretty well, so you don't get the idea that it's a Turtles book featuring Street Fighter or vice versa.
And very often crossovers go that way.
Yeah.
And it's not always even necessarily a bad thing, where it's
Right.
like, this is my world and you're coming in to live in it. And a lot of big 2 crossovers, or even some other companies, will give you 2 different variations on the same thing, so that one company can be more about them.
I mean,
and
that's
the other company can be more about them.
That's what
Deadpool did that.
Exactly. Batman and Deadpool's doing right now too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at least this, again, the one thing I do kind of appreciate is the fact that they didn't waste a whole lot of time explaining how the Turtles got there.
Right.
It's like they hopped on a truck.
Show up at this tournament. Yeah, the fact that they immediately are in a fighting tournament makes it structurally feel more like a Street Fighter thing.
Yeah.
Because, and then like we're immediately getting move sets from Street Fighter characters. The Psycho move thing, makes us, we're dealing a little bit more with their lore and their rule set. And it's the Street Fighter's main villain that's got the big bad guy plot.
Yeah.
And we're not really in the sewer. We do an underground thing later, but like it's not the sewer. So like, and the art is more Street Fighter art than it is Turtles.
Yeah.
While I was reading it, it didn't feel like it's the Turtles just in a Street Fighter story.
Yeah.
But if you explain it to somebody that hasn't read it, it would sound that way, which is interesting. And it almost feels like Shredder comes in when he does to try to offset it. Where it's like, it's got to feel more like a Turtles thing now.
Right. And especially when you're getting into, like, the deep, like, Shadowloo and the Psycho powers and stuff like that, too. How that's a little bit deeper, like, Street Fighter lore that you wouldn't really know. I mean, you would know if you played all of the games.
I only know that because I read those comics.
Yeah.
And the Shadowloo thing is all about that.
Yeah. I mean, and it's there. Like if you've seen the Raul Julia,
not since the theater, man.
Yeah.
I saw it then.
Yeah.
We should do a commentary on that. That would be so funny.
Yes. That movie is weirdly, like, has a super weirdly stacked cast.
Yeah.
Kylie Minogue's in it. The guy who played Juwanna Man is in it. Wes Studi, who's done, like, a billion different things.
I think the thing that probably most balances it, and makes it not feel like just the Turtles in a Street Fighter thing, is that, like we said earlier, the main character arc is Raphael's.
Yes.
And so it feels character-wise more focused on the Turtles.
Yeah.
Which is fair because the Street Fighter characters are much more two-dimensional than the Turtles are.
Yeah. And again, like if you take it to like its basic elements, it's Raphael being the main arc, but it's Raphael in a Street Fighter plot.
Yeah.
You have like the two big elements, like the protagonist and the setting.
Mm-hmm.
And those are at least paired up nicely too. So it feels like, again, like you don't always with these crossovers get like a good balance, but at least when you take it down to like the core elements, it's a Turtles story arc in a Street Fighter setting.
Yeah.
So at least the basic two elements that you need for the story.
And in that way, they kind of feel like the guest characters.
Exactly.
Even though we go to them.
They kind of feel like the guest characters, but we're following them around as like the point of view, too.
Well, there's also the fact that we're hip deep in a very specific Turtles continuity.
Yes.
And with Street Fighter, we're bringing them over from comics, so it is a specific version, but it's not a version that is published month to month.
Yeah.
And so there's not as much behind it.
Right.
We haven't spent as much time exploring those characters. Like, they have several miniseries.
Yeah.
But it is kind of a weirdly lopsided thing to do, where you take a series that's been running for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And then you connect it up with a series that comes out every now and again.
Kind of sporadic, too.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done like minis, they've done like little anthologies here and there, too.
And if you've never read that stuff, but you have been reading, because a lot of people wouldn't have.
Yeah.
But you've been reading IDW Turtles for a long time, then it's gonna read like we just brought in like an approximation, like the best, like kind of a version of Street Fighter into a very specific version of Turtles.
Yeah. And again, too, like a lot, I think.
And we do that. Sorry, when we do Power Rangers Ninja Turtles, we have it the other direction. When we don't bring in the IDW Turtles,
right,
we do a kind of somewhat more serious 87, like we're doing with Godzilla.
Right.
But we bring them
to the
Boom Power Rangers. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, I mean, it's just, continuity is something that you have to wrestle with in comics just across the board too.
Yeah, of course.
navigating that, I mean...
Well, and for me, it's not even so much like, does it count in the continuity?
Yeah.
So much as just...
how they're portrayed, and, like, their actual characters.
Yeah, and the awkwardness sometimes of taking an established version.
Yeah.
And on top of it, when you're crossing, almost making up a version.
Yes, yeah.
That's weird.
Right.
And I've been seeing a lot of that lately.
Yeah.
It works sometimes.
Yeah.
But it's such an odd way to do it.
Well, I know with even, like, Street Fighter 2, that, yeah, there's also, it's spread across, like, well...
You can say Batman Ninja Turtles is even that way.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Where it's like, is that, like, the current DC Batman, or is it just sort of a Batman?
Yeah. It's just a Batman, the platonic ideal of Batman.
Yeah.
And with, like, Street Fighter 2, that's something
That's going to be the name of my autobiography.
Platonic
ideal of Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, I was going to say, Street Fighter is spread across, like, not just comics that come out sporadically, but also a video game franchise.
Right.
There's been movies. There's been, even if those movies are what they are.
Yeah.
There's been, like, cartoons. There's been anime. There's...
Oh, Ryuken Dojo says this version of Street Fighter is that generic thing where they're kind of making up a version, and that it really isn't the comic counterparts.
Yeah,
and it's been a while. Like I've slept since then. When I read what I read of that,
yeah,
it did seem a lot more serious than this. I'll say that.
Yeah, and I will say too that of the Street Fighter characters, their sort of protagonist on their end is Guile.
Yeah.
Even though traditionally outside of, like, the movie and, like, the USA cartoon...
It'd be Ryu.
It'd be Ryu, but here it was, like, Guile.
Yeah.
So,
well, I feel like that's just to pair him off with Raphael, though.
I mean, that's true, yeah.
Like, I feel like they're not making him the leader in this. Ryu is still the leader.
Right.
But it's just that Guile is the other kind of hothead one.
Yeah.
And so they're just paralleling with Raphael.
And he's been kind of the hothead in, like, there was Street Fighter V where the whole plot starts off with them getting into, like, a bar brawl with Guile. I think it was Street Fighter V. It was one of the anime. I'm pronouncing anime correctly. I'm pronouncing anime as the plural here. Doing my best here. But yeah, where he was kind of the hothead character. I believe, if I know my Street Fighter meta plot, like, his big motivation. I read my flavor text.
I'm glad I have you here for this.
Yeah, where, like, the storyline was him and Chun-Li were the ones who were out for revenge, whereas, like, Ryu just wanted to get in a good fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's funny too, because, like, Ryu's entire motivation for a lot of, like, Street Fighter media is he just wants to go fight people just to see different fighting styles. I mean, ironically enough, Ryu is a very similar character to Jack Kirby, the human being, where they would go from neighborhood to neighborhood just seeing different fighting styles by getting into fights.
That's amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, in the games and that storyline, that if I again remember, that Guile was trying to avenge the death of his friend Charlie Nash, who was killed by M. Bison, who later came back as, like, a Frankenstein ninja.
Can you imagine if he found him in one of those tubes?
Exactly. You know what? Missed opportunity there. Missed up. Why did they have him instead of Rufus? I had to look up who Rufus was.
They could have had some more mutates.
Exactly. You know, they could have had Blanca there. They could have had.
Well, and I kind of. Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, they could have played around with the kind of. I don't know, like, genetically engineered Street Fighter characters.
Yeah, exactly.
That are kind of more like mutates.
Like Gil. Everybody knows Gil.
I kind of thought they were just going to have, like, most or all of the mutanimals come out of those.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I thought maybe Old Hob would show up.
Yeah. The fact the only one we
I don't need Old Hob to show up, but I kind of thought that might happen.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that the only one we got was Pete the Pigeon.
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought mutanimals possibly.
I was expecting that too. That's kind of what I was thinking like they're gonna pop it open, it would just be like Easter egg after Easter egg, which
Yeah.
again,
Mutagen Man
does kind of make me sound like, well, you see, the guy who tries to blackmail Bruce Wayne in The Dark Knight is actually the Riddler.
Well, see, what's funny is I didn't even need more of it from the Ninja Turtle side. I thought it was weird there wasn't more on the Street Fighter side.
Yeah, exactly. Too.
And I'm not even a Street Fighter guy, but I was just like, that's kind of odd. You'd think you've got
Zangief.
Got all these. Yeah, exactly. Where is he?
Yeah.
There's other Street Fighter characters that weren't in this that I'm not thinking of, obviously, but.
I mean, there's also, 8 billion over the course of like 6 games too, and that's before we get into like the crossovers and.
Well, like I don't know how their licensing is with comics, but there's also other Capcom characters they potentially could have had. I don't know. But
exactly. Yeah.
Like, Capcom's got several fighting franchises.
Have like the Darkstalkers or whoever show up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a Darkstalkers comic.
I did know that too.
I think the same company that I forget the name of it that did Street Fighter also did.
Was it I think they said somebody here mentioned Udon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think that Darkstalkers comic is recent. I think we mentioned it in our new comic segment. I think that just came out. Maybe
we may have actually. Yeah.
Maybe there was one before. I don't know, but whatever.
Actually, somebody mentioned who was it that mentioned RJ goes that Ryu is just Goku. I mean, pretty much. I mean, Ryu may or may not be literate, just like Goku.
Well, Ken really doesn't read like he's literate. To me
exactly.
In this,
Well,
anyway, mild recommend for me. I thought it was all right.
I thought so too. Yeah. I didn't have a bad time with it too.
Yeah.
There's parts of it like we might have tweaked, but overall, like
it ended shockingly well.
It did, yeah. And I did kind of like how both
the Raphael Guile bookend, pretty good.
Yeah, really did. Yeah. I think all things considered too. Yeah, could have been a lot worse. Certainly could have been a lot worse.
Plush DX says could have had Mega Man. Probably not, because Archie probably still had the comic rights.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
At that point, unless they lost them along with Sonic and IDW just hasn't bothered with it yet. Yeah. I don't know.
And also,
that seems unlikely to me, though. I think if IDW had Mega Man, they would have already made something with it.
Yeah. And, Mega Man is one of those...
Because they're hurting for franchises right now.
Yeah.
So.
And, Mega Man as a franchise is hurting for a win, too.
Oh, sure.
And it's funny, too, because, with Mega Man, theoretically, there's enough, different versions that you could kind of maybe have, Rock Volnut show up. Mega Man Legends Mega Man. It's like how...
rights are complicated.
Yeah, exactly.
And I just think it's probably likely that they couldn't have done that with this.
Yeah.
But.
And even Mega Man 2, I know he's he's part of the Capcom, but that's the only time he's ever really crossed over with Street Fighter. So, but again too, you could also have the Resident Evil character.
Well, yeah, except he's in some Marvel vs. Capcom. Which then also has Street Fighter characters.
Yeah.
So he does show up in Street
Fighter
characters with some of the crossover stuff.
Yeah. You can have MegaMan.exe from Battle Network show up.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and finish up here. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you again next Tuesday for another one. And because we didn't have any takers tonight, Chris, we are unfortunately...
Wish us luck.
Gonna read the first trade's worth of Eddie Brock Carnage, and I'm not holding my breath. But
we'll do our duty here.
What if we're sort of pleasantly surprised? It shouldn't be a thing, and I shouldn't give it the time of day.
Right.
But I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Because I
sometimes just need to see.
Well, when the audience calls me bluff, then I feel like I can't bluff.
Yeah.
So I said we'd do it, and by God, we're going to do it.
Yeah.
So Austin tried to save us a couple weeks ago. Good
Yeah.
on him for that, but we're there finally.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
Let's see what that's like. It'll be Paul again.
It'll
you
be
know?
Paul
Maybe it'll be
again.
better than Paul.
Maybe we can hope.
I think chances are.
Knock on wood.
That's
Knock on wood.
that's where the bar is.
We've set,
The bar is at Paul.
Wait,
Oh
did
my
we just-
god. Oh my god. Ryukin Dojo $2 super chat. Here's Street Fighter versus Darkstalkers. Now I will say I don't know if I want to do another Street Fighter thing right away. Yeah, because like we just
Yeah.
did a Street Fighter thing.
That's true. Yeah.
So I think what I would probably do is write that down and do it in a couple of shows.
Okay.
And still do something else next week.
Yeah. And of course, you still have one on the table too. That's
Well, yeah, if he'll come in and give us something. Although I say that, I mean, we've done some absolutes in a row, but it's at least different characters.
yeah.
I kind of want to mix it up a little bit.
Right.
So yeah, but I will write that down, and we will do it for you, but it will not be next show. It'll be probably the show after.
I love how they're talking about bosses in the Street Fighter games after the conversation we had earlier.
Yeah, okay, fine, I get it. I guess they count as boss battles.
You know, Balrog, Vega, and M. Bison, who are also known as Vega, Balrog, and M. Bison.
So I guess there must have been some Darkstalker stuff before if there's a Street Fighter Darkstalkers comic. I didn't know about this. Thanks for Ryukin Dojo. We do appreciate you trying to save us here,
Yeah.
but if there's a different thing that's not about Street Fighter that you want to throw in to save us
We've
from any
had a
Brock Carnage
pretty
next
heavy
week.
Capcom presence of the show lately because we had Resident Evil, now
Oh,
we've
that's
got
true.
Street
Yeah.
Fighter.
Well, yeah, but
Nice.
that was the same guy.
That's true, yeah.
To be fair, but some other folks came out of the woodwork tonight
Yeah.
for this. So, anyway, we'll appreciate everybody. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you again next time. I was Captain Logan, and this was Chris.
Bye, everyone.
See you, folks.